Welcome back, everyone, to your favorite podcast.
Welcome back, me.
Finally.
Hey, how are
Cody's
you?
back.
Hey,
Cody's
hey,
back
hey.
in the house.
Hey, are you recording the video?
Yeah.
Yeah,
video
now we're there.
is
Yeah.
up.
Just make
I'll
sure.
double
Just
check.
make sure.
Make sure.
I want to
But
wave.
yeah,
I want to wave. Hi.
that's recorded, right? That's what that means.
Yeah, I think that's what that means.
That's what that
Is it
means.
pulsing?
The flashing red, yeah. That is it.
I have to really look.
that does it.
When you're
Look at that
colorblind, you
fucking
gotta.
trippy shit.
Do you know what color your hat is?
Amazing. I have no idea. What color is it? Tell me.
Purple and white.
He is
Trade
lying.
me hats.
He is lying.
Don't tell me that. I'm not a purple man. It's my mom's favorite color. But yeah. Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome back to Turbo Magnum podcast / TurboMagnumGaming / the real OG. We dem boys.
Welcome back, listeners.
We dem boys.
We
How's
have.
y'all's week go?
I think we all know. Except for our listeners. We had an extended period off here recently.
Yeah, long extension, and we got another one coming, but that's fine.
Look at all those fucking tabs.
Dude, I'm tabbed up right now, son. I'm tabbed up in the club right now, dude. All them tabs.
That's the
Computer
first I've
gonna
heard of
crash.
that.
Huh?
That's the first I've heard of that.
So, what are we starting on here?
Well, let's get our weeks done first. I'm just kind of thumbing through tabs.
Put us
here.
on a new tab so they don't see all our shit.
That's fine. I'll do
There we
that.
Let's see. I got court tomorrow
What?
Yeah.
Ooh, fun.
For what?
for my dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
Ah.
No.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
It's gonna be a nice night at work.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to. Well, we gotta go. We have to go to work tomorrow.
Yup.
That's gonna be fun, dude.
Vicious dog citation for a little shit.
Cody's dog did not attack a person. To be clear, it attacked another 2 dogs. He went hard in the paint. He was gonna try to fuck them dogs up, but
Yeah,
Dogs.
my other dog was in heat, and she got over into my neighbor's yard with his labs. And Tyson, my male dog, did not take kindly to this piece. He thought that was his piece of ass. And so, yeah. But thankfully, his dogs were fine. I just had to pay some vet bills to make sure they were fine. So it wasn't that bad. But then cops came over, and they were like, yeah, we got to give you a citation.
I think if you paid for the vet visit and everything's fine. I don't think you should.
That's why I said I'm going to go talk to the judge tomorrow and be like, listen, man, I paid for his vet bill to make sure everything was right. And then I'm about to build a fence to replace his fence that's broken. And
I mean,
it'll
yeah,
all be
I know you're
good.
doing a lot to try to right the situation, but like it's not the first time that's happened. I think that's probably the bigger thing is
There's no citation on the other one. It never happened.
dodge it. Yeah, I hope that goes well for you, bud. You know how dogs are dogs. I mean, I don't care who you are and how domesticated you think your pet is. At the end of the day, it's still an animal.
We bought him a runner, right? You know, one of those things you screw into the ground, and like he broke his fucking collar running out. Like the first time we put him on it, I was out walking Daisy because she was still in heat at the time, and he took a running like just fucking full gallop and hit it right at the end and did a backflip.
You might need to switch him over to a harness.
Yeah,
That
see,
might
that's why
help
I'm
out,
gonna buy him a harness. That way he doesn't choke himself out or snap his own
though.
neck.
It's like I said,
Don't
man, like,
run his kink. He might like that.
I know, right? Like that's what I was talking to
If
my
your dog's
girl
in
about
choking
it.
himself, let him choke himself. Okay?
I was talking to my girl about it. I was like, he's over there fucking choking himself to death. She's like, don't kink shame him.
But it sucks. I mean, because people forget like dogs aren't people; they're animals. And granted, yeah, they are domesticated animals, but they're still an animal at the end of the day, dude. So it's like sometimes they don't like each other. Sometimes they want to fucking fight, you know. And you do the best you can to make sure that doesn't happen. But people forget so
I
easily
mean,
that like
technically,
it's that thing.
humans are animals also.
They're like one.
Arf, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, we are. We're a little more intelligent. You're right, but it's at the end of the day, we still have a lot of animal instincts. You know. Welcome to Physiology 101 with Turbo Magnum Gaming.
It's like
Today we're going to be discussing the genome of dogs. Now it's one off from a wolf. One off. That's why it's one off from a wolf.
What if you get a hybrid?
That's even worse. But
It's like that shit Joe Rogan was talking about. He's like, if you leave a man locked up and he's never seen a woman his whole life, I wonder how strong the biological pull is. I want to fuck!
Start sniffing. Start peeing on shit. Just start pissing on stuff.
How do you know? How do you know? I don't know. I just know it's fuck time!
That's what happens.
But I hope that
I've been
goes.
there. It happens.
Yeah.
Peed on everything.
You see a woman in Walmart, you start pissing on the furniture and stuff.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I wouldn't expect any less. Than
Spray it.
You spray it. like how a male cat sprays, like a male lion. They don't piss. They just like shoot like a mist out.
Yep.
Is it a male lion that does that, or a female that does that?
I don't know,
I
man.
don't know. I've seen it. I've seen it, and it's weird. Anyway, so that's what you got going on. Anything else happen to you?
No.
Nothing we're talking about?
I got locked out of my car. My truck.
Yes, he did. He did indeed.
Oh,
That was a
my
great
God.
story. We were I'll start this off for you.
Yeah.
We were leaving work, and Ivan was talking about his truck on the way out. I can't remember exactly what he was saying.
He said, I'm going to have to jump it. I'm going to
So
have to jump
we're
it.
like, all right, whatever. You know, like, do you need me to back up so I can jump? Yeah, I got jumper cables. And he's like, no, I got this little box. Like, pops his hood, goes over there and puts the box on. Box doesn't start it. It's one of those auto starter jumper boxes, you know. That doesn't start it.
My box was dead.
His box was dead as fuck. So I go and get my car and I back it up over there because I got a Beamer with a battery in the back. So I had to back it into the parking spot and we jump his car off. And
This
then
motherfucker-
after
I have a
finally
Beamer.
jumping it, he like closes his door and he walks around to like pull the cables off and whatnot. And then I get in my car to drive off and like I have my window rolled down. And as soon as I start pulling off, I hear, fuck! Like,
Yep.
What had happened was
What
when
happened was...
when I jumped the car, it locked the doors. I didn't notice, and I shut the door, and that was the end of it.
that
But then
was
me
the
and
end
Mike, I go back up to work, and I asked the guards people if I could borrow their door pickers,
Slim Jims.
Slim Jims.
It's
For those
basically a
of you who
break-in
don't know.
kit, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, sure, here you go. And they handed it to me, so me and Mike are standing outside
For an hour.
for an hour trying to
Getting
pick
tore
this
up by mosquitoes.
fucking
I
door.
left because I'm not that good of a friend.
And I was like, I got you, bud. I'll get in there.
But I go to one side, and I'm with one Slim Jim, and I get frustrated, so I lift my hand up to, like, rub my face, and the Slim Jim just goes to the door.
So one Slim Jim.
One
boom,
Slim Jim at the door.
Inside the door.
So I go back over to help Mike. I was like, fuck that Slim Jim. I go back over to help Mike, so he's on the other door trying to pry it open and stick a wire hook through it to hit the door thing
Yeah.
to unlock it or roll the window
Either
down.
one.
Either one.
I was trying to do one or the other. Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'm not any help over here right now. So I walked back over with another Slim Jim, and
Two.
I'm like, you know what would really help? A light. So I take my hand off the Slim Jim again to grab my phone out of my pocket, and the second Slim Jim just whoop.
He walked over there to me. I'm over there fiddling with the door, and he walked over me. He's like, I lost the other Slim Jim. And I just stopped what I'm doing. And then finally we're fiddling. We ended up taking because he's got his little Ford Ranger, and so like for whatever reason, the distance between where you can wedge the door, which is the top right of the door, to the locks and the windows is like 87 feet long. It's like the longest distance I've ever seen breaking into vehicles. And and Ivan, we ended up taking two coat hangers and wiring them together because like you could make one coat hanger reach, but it was so flimsy. It wouldn't do
It
the
wasn't
job.
powerful enough to
Yeah,
hit.
so we doubled up on one to make it stronger. And so I'm sitting there and I'm just doing this over the buttons. Just like lackadaisical slapping the buttons, just glistening like this, right? And then apparently it worked and I didn't know it. And I actually rolled the window down on the passenger side. And so I don't know how long it was probably down till we figured it out because you really couldn't feel any response doing it. And so Ivan, for whatever reason, walked around. I'm over there just painting, just gently painting the top of this lock and these windows. And Ivan goes around the other side. He just starts laughing. He's like, it's open. He unlocked it and opened it. But You know,
I walked over and I'm like, why the fuck is it colder over here than it is over there? And I realized that my fucking cold air's coming out of my window because he rolled it down.
Yeah, he left his truck on, you know, when it was running when the door locked, and like he had the AC on full blast. So by the time towards the end, the windows were like fogging up.
The condensation was
just building up, and so like we were sitting there trying to break in, having to wipe the window off and shit. His car was nice and cool when he got in there though, but
got two new Slim Jims though.
that's pretty awesome though. I haven't really done a whole hell of a lot. I don't really have much going on. Trying to.
You're about to go on a trip, bud.
I am. Yeah, good point. I'm getting ready to go to Alabama, going to Dauphin Island with my family. Trying to scrap up what I can. Ivan's going to look after my puppers for me, and it ought to be fun, I guess.
Can I give him a tattoo?
Sure, as long as you take him to a shop.
No.
And it better be something lewd.
I'm talking about like cut off the end of a pin and just.
Tattoo his tail to look like a dick.
It matches personality. No, you need a dumbass. You need to put a mule on
Right
him.
here, like old school.
Yeah.
Just.
He's just, yeah. Stupid, though. I love that boy. Oh, I got the dreaded 2 o'clock wake up today of a.
Oh, nothing pops you out of bed
Yeah.
quicker.
And he'll know, he knows, and so like, I mean, he just does it every once in a while randomly, but like he jumped down, and I knew like he never jumps down unless it's time to get up, and so like he jumps down, and I can hear him like circling around the door, and I start hearing the, and then nothing will make you wake up faster.
I swear to
than a
God,
dog
you jump out of
throwing
bed
up.
so quick.
So-
Doesn't matter if you're buck ass naked in a fucking house full of people. You're like up and out.
And like I said, he does it every once in a while for some reason. He's fine. He'll sit there and lick the bed for some reason because he's weird. And I think he makes himself do it. But like I let him out to throw up. I didn't so much as turn around, and I hear him going ape shit at the fence because there's a cable guy next door where the back unit is, where the fiber unit is.
So he
Working
projectile
on it.
vomit on that guy.
Say what?
He threw up on that guy.
Yeah, just blah. But like I guess he literally puked and then commenced to somebody's in the backyard ah! And starts barking. And I was like, well, he obviously doesn't feel that bad anymore. He's fucking he booted and rallied. You know, fucking.
Hey, I know how that puke and rally goes. God damn it.
Of course you do. Oh, speaking of puke and rally.
Oh no, you fucking no.
What's that? What you text me earlier? You'd rather what?
I don't remember.
He's got that turbo memory, dog. He's not a hard drive. He's RAM. It's short-term
What's it?
memory.
You'll belly crawl for the White Claw.
Oh, yeah.
Claws of the law.
Claw till I crawl.
I had this idea, and it might be
It's
stupid.
the worst
Are
idea
they in
ever.
there? Are they over
Oh,
there?
they're in there, and they're cold, baby.
It's the worst idea ever.
I was like, what's up with these fucking
I
White
regret
Claws out
this.
here?
I regret this.
I was like, we should drink them on stream.
I should have skipped. I should have skipped today.
There was another drink. Taylor wants to try it.
There's a Truly as well. They had Truly, but I was like, it doesn't hit as hard as White Claw as far as the joke. For the joke.
I'm hearing this like LaCroix with alcohol.
They sold it
Yeah,
at
it's
a
gonna be
coffee shop.
awesome.
They sold it at a coffee shop in Texas.
It's
So-
like
I went to an Indian liquor store because I didn't want to go to my cool, trendy, hip liquor store and be like, you guys got any White Claws? So
You know
I
they
went,
got it.
I went
Hipsters
to
drink that
the
shit.
one I don't
You
go
probably
to.
could have got the 12-pack that we needed in
Maybe.
here.
Because I was wanting to get like the sample
I'm not
pack.
going to crawl after a 24 ounce.
So like I go into the Indian gas station and they're out of them and I'm like fuck.
you
And so I'm looking around and I'm like fuck it. I was gonna walk out. I was just gonna that's fine. I'm just not gonna get anything. And then they stopped me and they said, "What are you looking for?" I said, "You guys got any White Claw?" And then they commenced to hollering across the entire building. "We got any White Claw in the back? You got any White Claw in the back?" "Yeah, there we go." And I'm sitting there like, "Oh my god."
I don't want to be seen.
I don't want to
buying
be
this
seen
shit.
buying White Claw. It's a joke. And like the Indian people were there. Then there's this one hip guy that works there. When I say hip, younger, nice looking, tall guy, right?
God damn, you're
With AirPods in, no less. And I was like, oh, fucking. And he was like, "You need White Claw, bro?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "I don't really want them, but I kind of need them." And he's like, I was like, "It's for a podcast. It's funny." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And he was like, well, we sell a lot of the. He said like the black cherry is the one they sell the fucking most out of or whatever. But he said like we sell out. He's like, I keep them at home whenever chicks come over. And I'm like, my man.
That's the tech.
But they didn't have any of the sampler pack. They had Truly. I was like, nah, Truly don't hit the same. And he's like, well, we got these 24 ounces right here, and they only had 2 of the grapefruit. So
You can have it.
That doesn't look like a 20.
you're gonna try it.
No, I'm not.
If I'm gonna try it, you're gonna
You
try
can
it.
open
fucker.
it, try it, and I'll finish
I'll be
it. How about that?
goddamned.
Go get it. Grab him a cup.
Fucking give me that.
What if you like it?
Why did you mangle the can?
I didn't. That's what it looked like.
Okay, sure.
Because everybody wants one. They fight over. That's what happens.
Apparently, they motherfuckers were sold out.
Watch them like it.
It smells
It's
like
like-
it. You know, it
This is
smells
what I
like.
got- this is what I
It
got
smells like
getting it.
flat orange.
I was gonna say it smells like it smells like
Look at that
Fresca.
Yep. Cody don't like it. Cody don't like it.
Tastes like water that's been near grapefruit.
It doesn't even taste.
What's that one drink? The lacrosse.
Yeah,
LaCroix?
LaCroix, whatever.
LaCroix?
I'll tell you one thing. I don't taste the alcohol.
Tastes like water that's
No, I
been
don't know.
slightly ran over the
You-
outside of a grapefruit.
I see why the
Okay,
white
yeah.
girls like it.
Yeah, what is
5% alcohol in one serving. How many servings? One pint.
Really? This whole thing's one serving? Get the fuck out of here. It is.
Yeah, serving size one pint. Yeah.
You know it's the real law in Four Locos. That shit'll make you crawl.
They just came out with the new one.
They found
I
the
don't even know
fifth
where
loco?
Yeah.
I don't even know where you buy 'em. You know, that's actually, I'm okay. Oh my God. It's actually not that bad. It's kind of refreshing. You don't know you're drinking alcohol. That's for sure. Like, if you told me it was non-alcoholic, I'd believe you.
It's only 170 calories.
It's skinny.
I regret this.
Drink up, boys. I
It's all
bought 'em.
yours, bud.
I spent my hard-earned money to buy you boys some White Claws.
Why'd you get the bigger ones? Huh?
Did you not listen to the story?
The
They didn't have anything else. This is what we had to buy. I had no other option.
What is this we shit? You didn't have to buy this.
Yes, I did. It's weird, man.
The
It's,
worst part is he's on this kick, right, that we got to get this fucking natty light seltzer.
I almost bought that.
I
They
will
had
kill
'em.
you.
They had them. They got like sparkling.
You won't make it here. I'll put like spike
You'll-
strips
you'll
in the
put a
road.
hit out on me?
The purest hard seltzer in the world.
It's it tastes like nothing. It tastes like TV static.
Is there even a warning label on this?
Yeah, don't drink this. That's the only warning label you need.
I like the LaCroix flavor descriptions that were on Twitter. Is like the strawberry one was like water ran over a strawberry,
Yeah.
and then it was like the normal just LaCroix like carbonated water was like TV static, and then it was like
Are you drinking that with your pinky up?
Well, I drink everything with my pinky up because it feels awkward to like hold onto a can like this. So I always like.
pinky outside.
But
This isn't fancy
well,
enough.
then
for
do it with your pinky
This isn't
down.
fancy enough for your pinky out.
Put your pinky down and try to drink it. It'll feel weird. Yeah, feel weird, don't you? You look weird. Hold that. You can hook it. Hook's fine, but when it goes straight out, people are like, "What's up with this guy? He must know. He must know fine wine."
I mean, look what you're drinking.
I bet he wine tastes.
Seltzers, bro. Yeah, that's very.
Don't ever bring this shit back.
Yeah, I swear to God.
It's very.
Oh, yeah. Another story. Free lighters. Not lighters, but
Matches.
matches at Come and Go.
This is breaking. I walk in. He's like, "Check out these matches." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, those are matches." He's like, "Free at Come and Go." They gave me a whole box, and I'm like, "Wow, I didn't know Come and Go got that free match money."
Only you can start forest fires.
Come and Go got that free match money, dude. They're balling out.
Well, I was like, how much are these matches?
You
They're
ever seen The Foreigner with Jackie Chan?
yes.
You know what I'm talking about then.
Have you not seen that movie?
Bro.
No, is that the new one?
It ain't
one
new.
of his newest
It's like
movies.
2 years old.
Yeah, where he's like older or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. It looked
Oh
good.
my God.
I forgot about that. Actually, it looked
Dude,
really
He's
good.
not. You know how like when he's fighting and stuff, he's like, "Oh, sorry." He's like,
so sorry.
No.
It is not
he's like,
slapstick
"I'm gonna murder
Jackie.
you."
It is
and
not.
it's gonna be the end of this.
Yeah.
It is not slapstick Jackie. Like, he is full-blown terrorist,
Yeah.
counter agent,
I wanna check that
fucking
out.
murder you,
Where-
punch you,
Is it on
pits,
anything right
fuck-
now? Do you know?
Amazon might have it
I'm gonna
for
look.
rent. But, dude, it's worth $3. I'm
check
telling
that
you,
out.
because, like,
You might
He-
be on. Get on.
he
Xbox
tracks
for
this
two.
dude down to,
White
like,
Claw.
his home estate,
Sponsor us.
right?
He tracks down
Spoiler
the IRA
Yeah.
and basically annihilates the IRA head.
He finds him at his home, like, estate, right? And he just lives in the woods out there. And he fucking murders anyone who tries to find him with punji pits and fucking spring spikes. And
He goes old school
I
on
swear
these
to God.
motherfuckers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And he found the dude in his office because he's in Parliament, right?
Mm.
Right? And he finds him in his fucking office. And he goes in there to visit him, okay? And he's like, wants to talk to him about this. And they wind up not letting him in to talk to him. And he's like, okay, whatever. So he goes down, right? And he has, like, these drinks, which aren't drinks. They're bottles with gas in them, right? And he ties them with string to the roof in the bathroom, right? And he lights a cigarette after breaking the filter off with matches. And then sticks it in here into the matches, right?
Mm.
And so, like, the cigarette's coming out right here. And it's burning down to meet all the other matches, to get all the matches on fire. And he tapes it to the string that's holding up the gas bottles. And so when the matches catch, it breaks the string, drops the bottles break, everything lights.
Mm.
He blew up the bottom floor bathroom, shook the whole goddamn building, scared the piss out of dude, and he's just walking off like nothing happened. It is some badass shit.
Chan. He was in movies with Bruce Lee. Okay, get over it. All right.
Yeah,
he'll
he
kill
was.
you. He'll kill your whole family. He'll kill your dog too. Fuck your dog.
I think one of the stories was he got kicked in the ribs by Bruce Lee and broke a rib.
Very hard. It was in Return of the Dragon.
Bruce Lee was like apologizing to him. He's like, "No, I'm fine."
I think he was holding a kick bag, a side kick bag, you know.
His rib.
And and he kicked it so fucking hard
Because in that business, like if you're out,
Oh yeah.
you don't come back.
Yeah.
So he was like, "No, I'm fine." Yeah. How do you strike a match on those? How do you do it? Is what I'm asking.
Pull it over.
Let me see.
Pull this out.
I can't see what you're doing.
And
He folds it over.
normally
That's how I do it too.
the ones the match boxes you normally get, they have them on the inside there. The ones I normally get, so I'll fold it over like that for extra.
Mm. And you pinch it between the cover and
I'll usually hold it like this, and
I won't do that.
some people I'll hold it in between the cover like that and
Just pinch it out. Yeah. That's how I do it.
I was trying to teach Cheyenne last night how to do that, and she's like, I don't know how to do this, because she was trying to do it like this.
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
hard to do.
nothing was happening.
If you do it like that, you gotta burn your goddamn.
Yeah, you're
finger.
gonna burn, or you have to move it real quick.
Like,
you can do it, but you gotta move
hold
your
it
finger
like,
out.
You gotta hold it like that.
Yeah,
See, Brady still do it.
Yeah, fuck all that.
yeah. No, that's why God gave us lighters.
I hated these old school matches. I like the normal stick matches at first, and then I started going to the cowboy a lot, and that's all they had when I'd fucking lose my lighter or someone would jack it. So I got real fucking good at using them.
Yep. Now it smells good in here.
That was,
Okay.
that's it for the week, though.
Yeah, not really much else going on there, boys.
On to the news stories.
Let's see. Where's my chicka.
Let's start with that top one. I like that.
Which one?
The Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings.
I want to talk about this because I've been reading the books. That's it right there.
There it is.
Okay, go down. I got to read this real quick.
Yeah,
'cause
okay, so Amazon is going to come out with a Lord of the Rings series. Lord of the Rings series from Amazon.
I guess I gotta get Amazon. They're coming out with a lot of good shit.
I've had
Orlando
it.
Bloom is in that one of their new series, and
Yeah.
it looks really fucking cool.
the Jack Ryan. I hear that was pretty
Jack
pretty
Ryan
damn
with
good. The dude that was in A Quiet Place.
in The Office. John Krasinski. Yeah, John Krasinski. I might say his name right. Anyway,
That's cool.
yeah, cool story. Amazon's Lord of the Rings series is reportedly planned to have 20 episodes in its first season, coming from an interview
It's gonna be just like Game of Thrones.
from Tolkien. Tom Shippey, a Tolkien expert, is part of the show creative team, gave insight into how many episodes to expect come season 1.
Duchy Tolkien. Who is that? Must be Christopher Tolkien's son or grandson or something like that. Could you click that and bring that up? His name? Yeah. Goddamn,
He's old.
So I wonder if he must be Christopher Tolkien's son. Okay, take it back.
Take it back.
No.
Oh no!
Is that it?
What a loser!
Too old
But
to
no,
know
that
how to
sounds just
operate
like
the
how
Yeah,
Game of Thrones
we
did.
get-
They're like,
we
we're
get-
gonna put 24 episodes in this first season, but it's gonna be like 12 after that, and then like 6.
Well, my thing is, if they're all right, so it all depends on how they're gonna do this shit. So like I said, I've been reading the Lord of the Rings books, and like I read the Silmarillion, and I'm reading the Hobbit right now, and I'm about to go back through the actual Lord of the Rings trilogy. And it depends on where they're gonna start. Because if they start on the Silmarillion, they're gonna need like 1,000 fucking episodes.
Did we talk?
Yeah, that's what this says right here. That I'm sorry to cut you off, brother. As a streaming war seat of Amazon and Lord of the Rings, the company is spending hundreds of millions developing a prequel series set long before the events of the movies.
So it's got to be in the Silmarillion.
So what's
Wait.
that one game called?
Wait a minute, this is yet untitled soldier be set in the Second Age of Middle
Shadow
Earth.
of Mordor.
Maybe.
That's what Shadow of
But
Mordor
see,
is before everything happened.
I don't know how lore specific Shadow of Mordor falls into this series though.
It's canon.
Is it canon?
But it's
I mean,
it's
like,
minor canon.
Gollum's in it and shit like
It's
that.
minor canon.
Okay. Did y'all hear about
Why am I still
the
drinking this?
Harry Potter book first edition series selling for like $50,000?
Doesn't surprise me.
The first book only.
Really?
Yeah, and I have all the first editions at my mom's house right now.
We can shut this cast down and go. I'll drive if you give me a cut.
So I was just thinking, what about the first edition Lord of the
Okay,
Rings
okay.
books? How much of those motherfuckers would
Who
be?
knows if you have them? Yeah.
Dude, you know how
My mom
old
has the
that-
gold copies of it.
You know how old that shit is?
Yeah.
Like the Lord of the Rings came out in the fucking 40s,
Yeah.
dude.
It's a great fucking story too.
All right, let me see what this says. The fantasy universe created by J.R.R. Tolkien is much bigger than just the events of The Hobbit. Yes, it is so much fucking bigger.
Yeah, you keep
This is
keep
part
harping on that.
Of a larger world called Arda, which is the whole world. Over the course of several decades of work, much of which was only published posthumously. Yes, Christopher Tolkien edited and published it after the fact. Tolkien created a detailed history of Arda, ranging from the creation of the universe all the way up to humanity's modern era. Yep. The recorded history of art is divided into 4 ages, each of which span many hundreds of thousands. Yeah, so the way the ages go, it's real fucking weird, right? So, like, your first age lasted several fucking thousand years, right? So what they mean by age is every time the world was reshaped, right? So when the Valar, which are the gods of that world, they're like the angels. So there's the what's his name? Luma something. But he's the god, and he created all the angels, which are the Valar. And one of the Valar fell, which his name is Morgoth, and he's the one who created Sauron, right? So Morgoth and the Valar fight, and when they fight, the literal world is reshaped because of how big the war is. And that's how the ages change, because they kept having these run-ins with him, and the world kept getting reshaped. And then finally, they had the last war where they beat Morgoth and took him to fucking prison because they can't kill him. So they took him to prison, and that's when the third age comes in. So the world looks completely different. Like, the Shire doesn't exist. All these other places don't exist. The only people that were really unaffected by the world being reshaped were the dwarves because they were under the earth.
Wow.
But, yeah, it's some serious shit. So if they're starting in the second age, they're starting before the last war with Morgoth.
Okay.
So it could be moving up to that.
My thing is, like, okay, you take a series like the Lord of the Rings and the movie series, like the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit series. They're done extremely well. Very big time, lots of crazy shit going on. Are we going to expect the same type of quality here? You
I
know?
wouldn't like, the actors aren't going to bug me here. Like, the actors, what's going to
Yeah.
bug me is being canonically accurate.
Yes, look, you literally just called it right here. The Banishment of Morgoth, the original Dark Lord. Interesting.
Oh, dude, if they go over the first to defeat of Sauron, that shit is epic. Oh, my God.
If they can pull it off.
So, all right, so they might do, the major events. Okay, yeah, the Silmarils, I can't explain all this, man. It would be so fucking long. Okay, so there's these two elves, or an elf and a human, that fall in love. The first two, right? Unlike fucking Aragorn and what's-her-face, right?
Yeah.
Well, their love is so strong, right, that the Valar envy them, right? And are fascinated by it. And they both become immortal, and Valar temporarily, pretty much, because of how much the Valar liked them, right? They found the Silmarils. Both of them, just two people, fought Sauron and fucking killed him. Well, killed.
Banished.
They were probably more badass back then.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were made better back then.
No,
no,
they really were.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand. Like, the first humans compared to the humans in like, the fucking Third Age, goddamn monsters.
It's because they were fucking
It sounds
not
really
starving.
cool.
They could fight on. They could get their own
No,
food.
it wasn't even that. It was because back in that time, they were closer to the Valar, and if you worship the Valar blessed you, and, like, further down the line, the humans went against the Valar, and
Is that what
tried
happens
to
in
wage
the movie
war.
for when the elf gives
No,
her
no.
the star?
No.
Gives them the star?
The star.
When they're the first movie when she gives them like a vial.
Oh, no. She's actually been alive since the very first. That bitch, can't remember her fucking name.
Yeah, I remember her being like one of the most powerful people in the world.
Because she's been alive since elves were put there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like that shit's nuts.
I
She literally saw the Valar eye to eye at one point.
I'm sorry, you talking about the Elven Queen?
Yeah,
Chick?
that crazy
The one
bitch
that
who
went,
went scary.
give it to me.
Yeah. She's
Awesome.
been alive and saw the Valar face to face in their homeland. Like, because, okay, you know how at the end of the Lord of the Rings, no spoiler here, everyone's seen the fucking Lord of the Rings, where they all leave on the boat and go to the west, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought that was metaphor for them dying.
no, the West
No.
Farland is where the Valar live. There's an actual whole continent over there called, like, it's pretty much the Promised Land, right? So there's a whole continent over there where the Valar actually live with the original elves that followed them, right? So there was a lot more elves than originally came to be and that are out on Middle Earth right now. They just live over there with the Valar. So when Gandalf left with Bilbo and the rest of the elves to go over there,
They basically got invited to go over.
yes, because since they killed Sauron,
Yeah.
the Valar were like,
They got
Come.
recognized.
They're
pretty
like,
much.
yeah.
You all right, man? Come on.
Because when the
Bring beer.
original humans fought against the Valar, all humans and travel to the west was cut off. Everyone was banished until they did this and they were shown to be worthy again, right? So now they're allowed to go back over there. And when Bilbo and all them left, all the elves left with them. So there's no more elves in Middle Earth, nothing but humans and dwarves.
No good archers left. That's what that tells me. No
It
good
is.
archers.
It is.
There
like-
was one good archer.
He's an elf. He's gone.
No, one human archer. He took a dragon down.
But that's in the
Hobbit.
The Hobbit series. So he's probably long dead.
Yeah.
His
So.
son probably lives. You don't know.
Yeah, but he could be a farmer. Who gives a fuck? But anyway, thanks for the rundown on the history.
There's so
Because
much like
I know you've been ranting and raving because you've been reading the books, and like I wish I could read. I can't. But there's no way I could do all that.
I'm telling you, man. Like
Loser.
the Silmarillion, if it's like fucking $15 at Barnes and Nobles or on Amazon, it is well worth the read, and it has so many fucking stories.
We need
and-
those. Like, what are those things called? Those little quick note things.
Oh, a fucking Spark Note.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need the cliff notes. There it is.
Now, like for real, like you need to read it because like Tolkien literally made a whole religion and a fucking language.
Have you heard of the Klingons?
He did this way before that.
Have you heard of Crom? No, I'm just kidding.
Kind of goes back to the.
Yeah, not to drag us out for 30
No.
minutes.
Yeah,
on Lord
you
of the
you
Rings.
went on for a while.
Yeah, I did.
But that's fine. No, it's. I mean, I wish I
Well,
knew more about
okay,
it because I
but
really
the-
like them. Really like the
the-
series.
If the Witcher series, if they go off the books, good. If they go off the game, shit. Because what the game is based off of is just this small, tiny little
Yeah.
part. That's like one chapter of the whole series,
Yeah.
and then they go off to do some other shit.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like the smallest part of the whole thing.
Well, I mean,
A lot of the
If
games
I-
I actually made up.
if I get to see Geralt swinging swords and swinging dick, I'm in. So
So
that's all I care about. No, that looks good too. This ought to be good because now we get a whole nother.
do they have Samwise Gamgee, like his
No.
great grandfather?
Actually, you might run in, depending on what they do with it, you might run into Bilbo's grandparents on the what are the fucking
Mother side.
yeah
Yeah.
the crazy side.
Give it to me.
Not that crazy.
All right.
The
Let's
one
move
who
on.
knocked a goblin's head off with a fucking hammer. That was lit.
I'm in.
And that's how golf was invented. That's what it says in the book.
Yeah, I remember them. That was in the movie too. I think it was. But anyway, there's a new Mortal Kombat movie.
No one cares.
In
Fuck Mortal
the
Kombat.
mix. Look,
Did you see the actors?
the
that they
not
chose?
yet. The first movie was awesome. You cannot tell me the first movie
No.
was not good.
Okay, back when I first watched it, when there was no graphics, but now I have CGI.
Oh,
and
don't get me
everything.
wrong. The CG they had in that movie was horrid. But everything else about that movie, in my opinion, was great. And it was canon. It was, Warner Brothers has announced a March 5th to 2021 release date for the new Mortal Kombat movie. Let's see. Is it supposed to be...
I hope you fall.
That'd be funny to get on camera, wouldn't it?
Not really sure what kind of reboot we're looking at here. If it's going to be like a start over or what.
I want original characters.
No one plays Mortal Kombat for the story. Why do we want to fucking... Like, there's so many better games you could make a goddamn movie out of.
I played the ladder so many times that I never got to like the top.
It will be rated R. Dude, I was a Mortal Kombat gangster. I'm not gonna lie. Back in the day, I fucking had them moves, dude. I loved
Did they have
that
a Street
trilogy.
Fighter movie?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Is it?
Are you serious
is it-
right now,
is it-
sitting in front of me?
Is it good?
Jean-Claude Van Damme plays Guile,
So it wasn't good.
and he does super mad decent.
Super bad.
It's not a great movie.
I'm telling you, like,
It
I
is
don't
not
know
a great
why.
movie. How did
What
you not
is-
know that? Have you not ever seen the Street
I
Fighter
probably
movie?
have. I just didn't give a shit about it.
What is the movie
That's
industry?
You're probably right because there's not much to give a shit about.
Just like the
but-
Dragon Ball Z movie they came out
The
with,
girl that had
live
to
action
play-
Dragon Ball Z movie.
What is the
that
movie
was
industry's
bad.
infatuation with making video game movies out of the shittiest video games?
The Mortal Kombat's not a
There
shitty
has
video
been
game.
one, like okay,
Okay,
three good
I'm not-
movies.
alright. Let me say, what I mean by that is
Okay.
games with a shit story. Like,
yes,
they
okay.
literally, they're like, okay, what game doesn't have a good story? Mortal Kombat? Let's take Mortal Kombat, fuck the story all up, put what we want in there.
Okay, no, you are right, but here's the thing: the first Mortal Kombat movie was canon. It was they come to fight in a tournament of the gods. It was very much fine for what they did. You know what I mean?
Where they-
the second one got a little
They go
crazy.
to the island and everything.
Yeah, the second one took some more liberties, but they did a lot of netherworld type
My
shit.
only question is, how can you fucking keep making movies that are with the same people when, like, everyone gets finished?
Have you seen Sharknado?
I've
No,
not seen
thank God.
Sharknado, and I don't think I'm going to see Sharknado.
And you see they're coming out with Zombie Tsunami?
No, I can't
They're
watch.
coming out with Zombie Tsunami.
Y'all, I can't watch stupid shit like that. I just can't.
Have y'all seen the
like-
tire one? I forget what it's
Oh,
called.
yeah, no, Rubber.
Rubber. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
it's
you
a-
seen Rubber?
Fucking telekinetic tire rolls around and blows people up.
No, see, I can't.
That was like one of the original dumb shits on fucking Netflix.
I can't, dude. I can't do. I can only handle so much stupid and like shit like that. I'm just like no.
Dude, I can't even watch Step Brothers.
Did you watch like Ticks or whatever it was called? Like what was it called? Like Zombie Ticks.
You say you can't watch Step Brother?
I can't watch Step Brothers.
Dude, Step Brothers is amazing.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point. But it's not ridiculous dumb.
That's my thing, though. Like, it's too dumb.
It's
Are you
plausible
saying we're
dumb.
not best friends right now?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm talking bunk beds.
You would know that
stacked.
reference if
I
you
know that
watched the movie.
reference.
Okay then.
That's why I said
I'm
yeah.
gonna go bang my balls on your drum right now.
I'm telling you, man. Like, it's just...
Well, a lot of people I know that I call friends don't like Will Ferrell. One of y'all don't like Will Ferrell. Which one is it? It was you.
I like some of his shit, but, like, his more
It depends
retarded...
on
Like,
what-
Ricky Bobby is my shit. But...
I'm gonna go real
Like
fast.
Anchorman, I hate Anchorman.
I love
so
Anchorman.
much.
It's so good.
I hate Anchorman.
He has
I
his own
just-
podcast.
No, he's funny. He's great.
There's a Ron Burgundy podcast.
Is he on it?
What a beast.
Yeah, as him, Ron Burgundy. I haven't listened to it yet, but it exists.
Is it still going?
I think so.
Like, my thing is, man, I can't deal with dumb humor. I don't like lowbrow humor, man. Like, every now and then, like, when you're just trying to do it for the fucking sarcastic dumb shit value, like, every now and then it's fine. But when you literally make a whole movie out of it, I'm gonna get annoyed.
The Ron Burgundy podcast. I'll be damned. Yeah. There's, wow, they got seasons. I only see like 3 or 4 episodes, but still, I don't care. I'm in because I think it's a great role. But I don't know, man. Like some of that lowbrow humor is not bad. Like I love like Nacho Libre. It's one of my favorite movies.
That's good.
Ever. Super lowbrow.
That's
It's kind of
fucking
silly.
Jack Black, though.
Jack
Yeah,
Black
but-
is a better.
You like Jack Black better than you like.
Yeah.
I can do
You
the
know,
same thing there.
I would probably jump on that bandwagon. Like I like Will Ferrell. I mean, he was great in Saturday Night Live, where he got to start.
Because even
He's
when
made
Jack
some
Black plays
great
a
movies.
serious role, he's still funny in that serious
Yeah. Do you ever see Bernie?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
But I like him. And if you don't, do yourself a favor. If you don't already, follow Jack Black's.
Instagram?
And well, yes, but his YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Because
He recently started making
It's
YouTube
a
videos.
gaming YouTube, but he hardly ever plays video games. It's
No
just
games
him.
today, bro.
Yeah, he constantly every video. Sorry guys, no video games today. He does play video games, but like
He played with PewDiePie.
10-15% of what he puts out is maybe video game play. Everything else is like him behind the scenes, him doing things with his kids and stuff.
He's
and,
got to play the video game he starred in.
He did. What was that?
Brutal
called?
Legend.
Brutal Legend. He actually did play that. But he's hilarious. I love him so much. And like I said, he's literally like one of my top 5 favorite movies is Nacho Libre, which is people look at me weird when I say that, but the movie is rated PG. It's clean humor for the most part. I mean, it's for being PG.
Him and his best friend.
But it is something about that movie is just genuinely funny. Jack Black, to me, it's one of his best roles he's ever played. And I know that sounds strange, but if you go back and watch how he dives into that role, it's just it's hilarious. He does so many small, minute things in that movie, just nuances that make me die. And to me, it's one of the funniest movies ever made. And it's a PG movie.
Back to Mortal Kombat. All right.
Anyway, yeah.
My thing is, there's so many better gaming movies they could make.
No, you're right. Like The Witcher, we were talking for a long
Like
time.
Halo.
Yeah.
Well,
Everyone's
dude,
been wanting that for fucking
eventually,
years.
we talked about it a couple weeks. Was it last podcast we talked about?
I think it was last
Halo?
podcast.
Yeah. Apparently they're working on it, but they've worked on it before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
right.
the other ones were good, but they weren't given a chance.
What's another good
You
video
literally
game
have
movie?
a whole canon. Like, Chad's been reading the books at work. Those are canon.
Mhm.
You can go off all that and make a fucking movie, man.
Oh, we brought up Gears of War.
yeah.
Gears of War movies
And
would be awesome.
Fucking Dom and
There's
fucking
even rumors and speculations.
Yeah, Rivers.
The Rock and fucking Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
You know, Mortal Kombat will be fine because there is a canon in Mortal Kombat. There's a story. There is a story in Mortal Kombat. Is it the best video game to pull from? Well, no.
Make me a Fallout movie.
But you know,
one
that
would
might
be-
even be just the same. I mean,
No.
I don't know if there's even any less.
Fallout 1. The original Fallout, you're one specific person. You're the first dweller. You're the first person to leave. You can make one out of that. The first guy to live in a vault and leave the vault, right? Technically. And he's the one who founded the NCR, the New California Republic.
Movie or series? Which one do you
Movie.
think would be better?
Well, actually, no, series would obviously be
Because then
better.
you can extend it or not extend it.
Yeah.
You know.
But my point is, like, there's so much better you could do.
I'm over here thinking, like, what games?
That's, yeah.
Well, Fable series. You can do the Fable series.
Not really because your main character is kind of anybody.
Yeah, and you can go good or bad.
You want...
You got to pick
You
someone
can do the
gotta
same
be good.
thing on Fallout. You customize your character.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, theoretically...
In the first one, no.
Not
You
the
can only
first
be a
one?
boy or a girl.
I never played the first one. Zelda movie.
He
You
doesn't
could
talk.
do that. Dude, that would actually not be a bad movie.
And the new one, you get to pick what you want to say, though.
Don't
Which
make
is
them
pretty
talk.
cool. That was new.
Just don't make them talk.
Which is, man, we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, like there's I'm not hating on Mortal Kombat per se, but I'm just saying if you want a story,
I get what you're
Mortal
saying.
Kombat is not what you want.
I get what you're saying, and you pick a game like Sonic,
right?
and I'm sorry, even Pikachu. I mean, it's not. It's popular. You're going to see a Fortnite movie next.
I promise.
Where's the story? There's not one. There's so much other good source material to pull from. Like The Witcher is a fantastic example. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And because it is a awesome story. You might not agree with me. Did y'all beat Grand Theft Auto 4?
I have never played a campaign Grand Theft Auto.
The campaign for Grand Theft Auto 4, I know you're fucking crazy. You need to go in there right now and start playing, and we'll get back.
Dude, Grand Theft Auto 5 had one of the best stories
5
I've
is
ever played.
good, but I really like the story in 4 with Nikolai Bellic.
I liked
you're-
5 for the... You played all 3 people, but you still had to, there was still a relationship between all 3.
Right.
I was seriously heartbroken when I fucked up the first time and had to kill one of them.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not letting this happen. I literally went back
Yeah.
and found the way for all 3 of them to survive.
But anyway, the story, because I don't want to bridge too much into video games yet, but we do have a Grand Theft Auto thing coming up too. But
Oh, do we?
yes, there's rumors of 6, but we'll get into that in a minute. But the story in 4 was so well done. A foreigner coming to America trying to make his way, and it was done extremely well that it would make a good movie in my opinion. 5 might be a little more difficult, but you could cast that role pretty good. But anyway, no, I get with what you're saying to kind of round it out is they do keep pulling from bad source material, and there's so much good source material they could pull from, but they're going for what's popular. Well, what's hot. Let me say what's hot.
What would suck is, one of our favorite games would literally suck as a movie.
Which one?
Absolutely suck. Dark Souls.
Boy,
That'd be a rough movie to make.
that'd be
That'd
rough
be
to make.
horrible.
Well, the lore is so deep diving
Yeah.
that it would look
It's not
awesome.
just that. It's the lore is so deep, but your main character is a fucking anybody.
Is it an action movie or a horror movie?
Both.
Action horror. I like it. Boop. The
Could you
Chosen
imagine
Undead.
seeing
Not
Framps
only
come
that,
up on you?
The lore isn't even it's just what people put together, and it might not be true. It might be true.
There is a certain
There's always speculation.
There's a certain
in this.
canon.
Yeah.
There's a certain canon, and then there's the speculative branches.
Yes.
But
There's a whole series on the lore on YouTube.
Yes.
Vita
yes.
Video.
Vita Video. Yeah.
Yes.
If you like, we're branching into video games, but if you like Dark Souls or even think it's cool, Vita Video on YouTube breaks it down so beautifully, and he has a great narration voice.
Oh, yeah.
So okay, let's get moving before we get too sidetracked any more than we already have.
That's a service pony right there.
Yeah, I found this the other day, and I thought this was fucking. I thought about this and how crazy things are getting, and then I found this story. The FAA approves mini horses on planes. The fall of civilization is still on schedule.
I like how the tweet there says, "Here's a miniature horse on a plane."
Well, that's a medical thing.
Okay. That's something else, and I need to read into this a little bit because I don't want to
Yeah, it's a service animal right there.
Miniature horses are among the service animals approved to taken on flights, according to new guidelines provided by Thursday by the federal government. Service animals on planes has been the subject of much debate over the past several years, especially when the animal is a little exotic. To curb some of the debate, the U.S. Department of Transportation clarified which common service animals should almost always be allowed. Blah 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 blah.
Most service
The
animal
most
is a
commonly used
poisonous
service
snake.
animals: dogs, cats, and miniature horses. Now, I've seen people using miniature horses as guides.
It's because they're really smart.
Yes, they're smart and they're small, and they can walk, they can hold things.
Oh yeah.
But it's just
2 to 3 feet tall.
they
100
can live
pounds.
35 years, which is a lot longer than a dog, and they can weigh about 100 pounds, about as much as a dog. Okay, the only reason I got a little crazy, service pigs are out.
I was about to bring up pigs.
Okay, there is a difference.
Pigs shit everywhere all the time.
Yeah, there is
They're
a
also
difference
really
between a service animal and an emotional support animal.
Yeah. Service animal is for someone with something wrong with them. Like, say, if I have
Seizures, heart
yeah.
attacks, severe PTSD from the military.
Actually, PTSD is actually put underneath emotional support.
Yeah, that'd be emotional.
Is it not
support.
service?
No, it's
No,
not
that'd be
service.
emotional support
That's
because
emotional all the way.
your dog's meant to calm you down if they notice you going into a panic attack.
I wasn't sure if
triggered by
it fell into the same
PTSD.
thing. Well, okay. I mean, I definitely don't want to take that from a soldier. I mean, by God, but it's these people that are getting these all sorts of crazy emotional support animals to come around with him. That's driving.
You
me
could actually
insane.
make any dog emotional support
You could-
without.
we could
being
go online
going
right
to-
now.
Yeah. But, yeah.
and do that. And so people do that, and then it kind of makes it
But-
gives the service animals a bad name, in my opinion.
When I wanted to live in an apartment but also get a pit bull, which
Mm-hmm.
is not which is looked down here in Arkansas, it I was like, maybe I can make it. Why do you keep drinking it?
Because it's here and it's cold and
But I was like, oh, maybe I can get it licensed. Well, looking it up, emotional support animals are not supported in most places.
Yeah.
It's the medical.
You know why? Because America has a stigma against mental health. No, I'm just kidding. But
Let me get a drink of myself.
I mean, I went to Sam's with my mom a while back, and we had to go to the customer service line for some reason, and so I'm sitting there with my mom, and there's a lady in front of us with a little old like wiener dog mutt, not wiener dog, but like Chihuahua mutt mixed, right, sitting there in the cart with her, and it had the vest on and with all the badges and stuff like that, and so my mom, being the talkative lady that she is, wonder where I get it from. She, that's not loud or anything, dude. Jesus Christ, motherfucker.
literally pulled it up right in front of the mic just to be a dick.
Wow.
All right.
Anyway.
Your mom was talking to the
I'm
service
sorry, I
lady.
was
No, I
parched.
just bet that's going to be so loud on the fucking
I'm sorry, I was
recording.
parched.
You're what?
Parched.
So was our fucking beginning is going to be loud, but
You know. But we were behind this lady, and she had this little service, emotional support dog. We didn't know that's what it was until she started talking, and then she told my mom about it, and then when she said the words emotional support dog, it was hard not to roll my eyes. I'm sorry, I don't want to be a jerk, but it's like, just because you want to take your dog everywhere.
Well, my thing is, most of the
she
time,
gets sad without her dog.
I wrote a joke, and I think I
That's
told
funny.
you about it. I wrote a joke, and I think I told you about it, is I went... God damn it, Ivan. Moving on.
Are we done?
Moving on. Never mind. I had a joke. Now everybody wants to hear the joke, I'm sure. Oh, now they don't.
Just kidding. Nobody gives a fuck.
You're as red as your shirt right now. You
Fuck
fucking
you.
bastard.
I hate
Anyway,
you.
This is Claw, bro.
my thing is,
That claw
like,
got you sideways, dude? Yeah? That claw got you sideways, bro? Fuck yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
on to the next one.
Somebody want to read this.
Venomous Octopus bites woman after she puts it on her face.
Ah,
Imagine
you
that.
stupid. What a loser.
What the fuck did you think was going to happen?
I guess people don't think like.
Maybe this wild animal will bite me.
Right.
You know, the lady that got in the cougar cage
Yeah.
to take a picture, and now I saw this, I was like, it's the fall of mankind
Okay, well,
will be
when
selfies.
you see people, you see a lot of things, shit on people on Facebook, and they're like fucking with it, an octopus or something, but like,
This is Darwinism in action.
yeah.
And so, like, hey, watch me stick this octopi on my face.
Did she die? What
No.
happened?
She should have, but no.
It's so crazy me highs now.
Like, you need to just remove warning labels and let the rest work itself out.
Looking back now, I probably made a big mistake.
I said the same thing. I read that shit and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
A woman's attempt to win a photo contest at a fishing derby near Tacoma, Washington, painfully backfired. Jamie that's a good name. Biskelga,
Biskelga.
noticed a few fishermen had hooked an octopus and asked them if she could put it on her face while they took a photo. And I'm sure these fishermen were like,
This dumb.
yeah, sure. And as Biskelga placed the octopus on her face, it grabbed her with its suckers. She expected this to happen and wasn't worried as she posted the photo. A few seconds later, the octopus got tired of being used as a prop and bit her chin. Said, "Fuck you, bitch." It had barreled
its beak
into my chin and then let go a little bit and then did it again. Said fuck you twice.
Why the fuck would you keep it on your face that long?
Said Muskelga. It was a really intense pain when it went inside and it just bled, dripping blood for a long time. Believed it was a giant Pacific octopus. Though officials, it could have been a red octopus, they said.
Their beaks contain a venom that immobilizes their prey.
Yes.
Could you imagine that motherfucker biting your chin? You're just
fucking-
slack-jawed the rest of the day.
Hey guys.
Despite the intense pain, she continued to fish for 2 more days before she went to the emergency room. She continued to fish for 2 more days and then was like, I should probably go in and have this looked at. She was then given 3 different antibiotics and told the pain and swelling could last 4 months.
This was not a good idea, said Biscagella. I will never do it again.
For the
I bet
grams.
She had good DSL for a good 2 days.
Woo! Hot take.
Woo! Looked like one of the Kardashians, right?
Right?
Just, hey, screw all the expensive Botox and treatment like
Get
that.
bit on the face by an octopus.
Just get you an octopi and just let it just light into your face. It'll work out great for you. People, service announcement, hot take, cold take, takeout. Don't put animals on or near your face when you're taking pictures. It just
Especially if
doesn't
they're
work out.
fucking wild.
Especially if they're known to kill things. Octopus or aliens.
Like, that's
Look
the
it up.
scary thing, though. Like, octopus, this little fucking squishy animal, has a goddamn beak.
Yes.
And that thing's fucking sharp.
There's like 3 things in the ocean that I'm scared of. There's whales, octopus, and squid.
Good list. Good list.
Octopus or aliens. Look it up.
Dude, they're
it
super
up.
fucking smart.
I've seen one
Look
they
it up.
put on a checkered board.
They work-
and turn the pattern of the checkered board.
They work in conjunction with grouper to fish and coral together.
No, the real crazy one was the one that was in. This is an actual story, by the way. Some people might have read it. It was on Reddit. And, one of the zookeepers was talking about it. He said they had an octopus it got fed shrimp, right?
Mhm.
And it broke out of its cage, walked all the way to its keeper's area, and threw a bad shrimp at it, and walked back, and put the lid back on, and got back in its cage.
Look it up.
It got
Octopus or
pissed
aliens.
off and irate that its keeper gave it a bad shrimp and threw
He
the
said,
fucking shrimp at
"Motherfucker."
it.
Yeah, I was watching, of course, I love watching nature documentaries, and I
Love
love
animals.
ocean ones. And what?
I said I love animals.
And apparently, those giant octopus will work in conjunction, and they've been known to do this, and they caught it on film. They'll work on when they're hunting in the coral. They'll work with grouper. I think it was a grouper to help flush out fish for each other. And the funny thing was, okay. Now there's this very something
The
very
octopus ate the grouper.
very specific here was
Groupers are fucking massive.
the groupers
There's
are
no way.
it was some sort of grouper. It wasn't as big as some, but anyway, some sort of fish like that. But they couldn't really explain why it did it. But they said the octopus gained nothing from it. Like the octopus wasn't even eating. But what would happen was the octopus saw that the grouper was hunting and was nearby, and so what the octopus does is it will take its limbs and flush out all the fish that are hiding in the coral for the grouper to eat it. And they literally don't get anything, no benefit from it. They said so they're not really sure why it does it.
I bet I know the benefit.
Not to be eaten.
Yeah. They're flushing out food for the grouper, so the grouper will leave it the fuck alone.
It might not have even been a grouper. It probably wasn't a grouper.
Well,
Because groupers
the
are
other
huge.
fish. The
This
other
fish
fish.
was not a real large fish. It was probably a couple feet long compared to the octopus, which was bigger than that. Not a fair fight here. So it's like they were like, we don't really know why it does this. But like I watched it. Like literally, the octopus kind of noticed that this fish was hunting, and he just started scaring him up for him. 2 totally different species. Aliens. Look it up. Aliens.
There was another one that they were wondering why this fucking octopus kept getting out of his cage at night, because they would come back and the top of its cage
They're
was
fucking
off.
brilliant.
And it would get out of its cage, get into the other cages of the other fish, eat them, and then go back to its cage.
You think octopus likes White Claw?
No.
You notice there's ocean waves there. Surely there's something there. There's something there.
The people that have
Podcast how.
fucking, what is that goddamn shit? You know what I'm talking about on the back Beach Life or whatever that shit is.
Salt Life, bro.
Salt Life. They drink White Claw like water.
Salt
I
Life,
promise.
bro. Ron John, bro. Ron John. If you have a Ron John sticker or a Salt Life sticker on your vehicle and you live in Arkansas or the center of the country or any part of the country that doesn't touch water, I hope you wreck your vehicle.
Should be Corn Life, motherfucker, or Rice.
Assault Life.
Assault Life.
Remember, kids?
It's down the street, not across.
And knowing is half the battle. You know what the other half is?
Extreme violence.
That's right. Moving. Woo. That White Claw's got me tilted. I'm tilted right now. Sorry.
This is an
This
amazing
one's just
headline.
funny because this guy deserves everything he's going to get coming to him. Cop busted soliciting minor for sex in sting set up by his own department.
He looks like a kitty diddler.
Yeah, he does. I like the kids. I really like kids.
South Carolina.
A police officer in South Carolina was arrested after he tried to meet up with a 15-year-old girl to have sex. 34-year-old Derek Vanderham was busted in a sting operation set up by his own department. Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott said Vanderham communicated with the girl while he was on duty.
Wow.
Vanderham was immediately fired after he was arrested. Well, I would hope.
Why wasn't he like
Shot on site. The 5-day sting netted four of the people who allegedly communicated with girls as young as 13. Why did they not shoot them when they found them? I'll never know. Wow. So
part of me is against things, but another part of me is like, they're going to do it anyway.
Well, I don't know.
And when it comes to shit like this, it's like, yeah, you just fucking 2020 their asses. Like,
I'm not worried about a sting because I don't do shit wrong.
yeah.
That's my take on it. I know what you people want to say a sting's entrapment, but then you have shit like this, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
good.
see, like,
Well, it also
when it
happens
comes to
with,
this,
like-
I don't care.
like drug selling and shit like that?
See,
Yeah,
that
but I
that
don't
one
sell
bothers
dr-
me. I don't like
But I don't
those.
sell drugs.
That
Because
one-
selling drugs is illegal.
You've given me some drugs.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. You shut your ass up. What? Advil doesn't count.
Okay. Just saying.
See, like, drugs, the stings bother me, but when it comes to something like this, like, you should have probably got in trouble for
Is
that.
that
How did he not get the email at work?
Right? Like,
Did he just skip over that one? I mean, if you're out
He
here
was
doing
looking at the grams of the minors,
and
and
not checking his email,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, we're doing a sting, next week, FYI.
I wonder if they knew and they were like, "This is our setup." We
Dude,
got-
somebody might have known. Somebody might have been
Right,
like,
maybe, I
do
don't
it.
know.
This motherfucker will
Well,
get caught.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck them all, man. Leave kids alone. Jesus
chemically
Christ, dude.
castrate them.
Yes. I'd rather just
If
shoot
you
him,
let
to be
'em
honest
There's
with
a place in Africa that if you cheat on your wife, she gets to pull off your dick.
Yeah, I saw that. That was brutal.
you. So you at least get one cheat in.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Man, I don't want to get too pseudo political, but
Kill them.
yeah, I think things like this and like rape and stuff is almost worse.
Tar and
than-
feather.
It's almost worse than murder, and the punishment should
You
be
know,
more severe.
like, people say tar and feather, like, as a joke, but
That
you
hurts.
ever realize how fucking brutal that shit is? Because they literally dip you in asphalt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, tar is not cold. There's no such thing as cold tar. It
they
is-
dip you in fucking asphalt, okay?
Anyway, moving
Make
on.
it happen.
Ivan.
When a Pennywise doll landed in a woman's backyard, she says she burned it and slept with the knife. You don't want to see it?
Okay.
Fuck
Yeah,
that shit.
no, what happened?
Look how cute it is.
Fuck
is
you.
This pushy, what is it?
Plushy.
Plushy doll was thrown in this woman's backyard. She don't know where it came from, but she said it had cultic writing on its forehead. Called the police, and the police wanted nothing to do with this fucking doll. They said, "You keep it. I don't want it."
What kind of pussy ass cop?
And then she went to go burn it. It would not burn because she said it was It was made out of flame retardant fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Because plushes are,
Yes.
so they don't add to a fire hazard.
This
And
just looks
so
like
she.
This looks like one of those codes that you have to use to verify are you a robot on its head. That's all that is. Somebody just copied that shit.
And so she then rubbed like
Cooking oil.
cooking oil on it to try and burn it. And she's like, "Well, that didn't work." So she wrapped it in cardboard and set that on fire.
Telling you, man, it looks cute.
Yeah.
But I don't know about y'all, but do y'all remember what the producers did to advertised the first It movie?
No.
They would put random red balloons around the town.
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
that. I remember that. We all float down here.
boy.
So I'm like, I wonder if there's a drone going by just dropping these in fucking people's yard.
I mean, that would be a hell of a... that would be a really fucked up but genius way to market your movie, is to put cultish Pennywise dolls in people's yards that don't burn.
I think it looks cute, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I don't get why the cops didn't do anything about it. The cops were like, I'm not. I mean, it's not like the cops were like, throw it in the trash. They were like, we're not touching it. I'm like, give me this motherfucker.
So yeah, I thought that was.
That is kind of funny though. I love how the lady was like, burn it, burn
Well, my
it with
thing is,
fire.
Oh yeah, and her boyfriend was like, I'm not sleeping here, y'all. I'm going home.
What a champ. What a champ. He's like, fuck this. I'm out.
Wow.
Man, there
That's
was something
pretty cool.
else I was going to say about this time. I got a mental block going right now. I can't remember it.
That's mean though. Speaking of more people vandalizing,
This ain't vandalism. This is gifting.
This guy's a hero.
man leaves more than 50 TVs on porches while wearing a TV on his head.
My thing is, why is he doing it in like an upclass neighborhood? Less chance of getting shot?
They should be more
They should
appreciative.
have went to the rundown
Yeah.
area. So
Maybe
they
they
could
want
sell
some
the TV
TVs,
for,
man.
I mean, if you went to a hood, they'd be happy, you know?
Yeah.
sell
I'm
the
just
TV
saying.
for some meth.
I wish somebody would have left a TV on my doorstep when I was younger, living in the ghetto. It'd been awesome.
Going up off Pike.
Fuck yeah. If people leave babies on doorsteps expecting someone to raise them, then maybe a TV man is leaving old tubes on porches hoping someone will watch them.
What a beast.
Earlier this week,
What a fucking
ABC
beast.
reported that over 50 old box set TVs were left on random people's porches in Henrico County, Virginia, where this seems like either a blessing or a minor inconvenience. Things get weird when the doorbell surveillance footage revealed that a person who left the TVs was wearing a TV on his head. And if you're
What
listening,
a fucking beast.
if you're listening to this instead of watching it, literally there's cam footage of a man coming up in the middle of the night, holding a TV while wearing a TV on his head.
I just want to know how he sees out of that thing.
That is a good question. I don't know. I mean, maybe you can see through that glass better
I'm
than
pretty
you
sure you
think.
can see that. If you take
How
all
do
the
you
innards
know?
out, you can probably see through it.
How do you not fall over with that thing on your head, though?
If you watch the video, he almost trips off the stairs going down.
I'll be honest with you that those TVs are probably better than most helmets we use nowadays.
Lord knows they're fucking heavy.
Fuck yeah.
Have you ever?
That glass is thick.
Yeah.
Have you ever exploded that glass?
I shot one with a
Yes.
machine gun, and it took some rounds.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Don't shoot it with anything lower than a 9.
you might
It
get
will
killed.
ricochet.
Especially the HD TVs, like the first season, the first
season.
season of HD TVs. The glass on those were like so fucking thick. I remember my buddy Sean had like a 30-inch TV. It was a 30. I want to say it was a 30 or bigger. It might have been a 40-inch TV. Oh, it was like one of the first runs. I swear to God, that thing weighed 200 pounds. There's no way it didn't weigh 200
I had
pounds.
a 50-inch tube, and this motherfucker, I swear to God, weighed every bit of 350.
Like, you know what, like-
it took me, DeJuan, my brother, and my dad to move this thing.
I have a 65-inch LED TV. I can pick it up with one hand.
I had a
It's stupid.
70-inch projection HD TV.
Oh, yeah.
That motherfucker weighed something now.
It's fucking. That's a whole unit right
I think
there.
he's just the gift of like technology of yesteryear.
It's like, what do you like? We were talking about like, what do you charge this guy with? And then because the police were alerted, and I'm like, what are you supposed to do when you catch him?
Like, he's not doing anything wrong.
Littering? Maybe. I don't know.
You know what they could have done? They could have been like, what house doesn't have a TV on it? That's the guy who did it.
Lord knows he's not doing
That's
this
the
in his
one.
own neighborhood.
How do you have 50 tube TVs still? How do they?
Right?
how do
Where
they
is he
survive?
getting all these?
I said he's an old
What?
TV salesman that went out of business, and he had like a back room full of TVs. Like, it'd be funny.
What is he
Y'all
transporting these
motherfuckers
in?
wouldn't buy them. Here. You know.
What is he transporting these in is what I want to know.
Well,
His
boy.
fucking pickup truck.
That's a lot of TV. Someone would notice a truck driving around with that many fucking tube TVs in the back.
I mean,
Like, what the fuck is this?
if 50 random people had TVs on their front porch, that'd just be kind of weird. But the fact that somebody got camera footage of a guy wearing a TV makes the story just way much more intense.
So much better. I love it.
That's awesome, and that's really cool. That was a good find. Let's see. What are we?
PewDiePie.
Yeah, my boy. Go away, whores. Okay, my man, PewDiePie, famous YouTuber, about to hit 100 million. He's literally 500,000 away from 100 million subscribers on YouTube.
So I'll have it tonight.
It very well may. It climbed like 250,000 in a couple days. So,
Especially with him getting married. Lord knows he'll hit 100 million.
and you know what really broke him out lately? Minecraft.
Yeah, I
He's
saw
been
he started
playing
playing that
People got
again.
on his mind. And, like, he's dogged Minecraft so many times, and he started...
Dr. Phil hosted Meme Review the other day, too.
Oh, did he?
He hosted Meme Review.
Dr. Phil.
On
Dr.
PewDiePie's channel?
Phil. He didn't come on. They pre-recorded it, just like he got Elon Musk to do it a while ago, too.
Wow.
Now, they didn't come in,
Yeah.
but they recorded...
Well, I mean,
Did
when you got almost 100 million people that follow and watch your videos religiously, you probably have some fucking pull.
Send them to the ranch.
Because I
Have
think
my people call your people.
he's got 100 million people watching his shit. You know, he could probably be like, "Hey, I could throw some viewers your way."
I
Because
genuinely...
Lord knows he gets more exposure than Dr. Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Think, Dr. Phil's numbers, granted, he is who he is. Like,
Yeah, like not saying anything against Dr. Phil because he is a learned man.
You mean
PewDiePie's videos
Phil.
normally get somewhere around 8 to 10 million views.
Phil?
Doc.
No,
He's
Phil.
a doctor. Did you watch last week's episode? Probably not, you cunt. We were talking about Dr. Phil, and then, like, he was like,
I'm
he's
like,
not even
that
a
motherfucker's
doctor.
not even a doctor.
No, he's a doctor.
He's just not.
He is a learned man.
Yeah. But Ivan was like, he's not a doctor.
He's an actual
I
psychologist.
kept calling him Dr. Phil, and he was like, you mean Phil.
He's an actual psychologist. If you listen to Joe
But
Rogan's
back
podcast,
back
with him.
to the man on the show right now, PewDiePie.
I genuinely love PewDiePie. I know I'm not a 9-year-old. I'm not part of the 9-year-old army, but I watch his videos every time he puts one up, and I genuinely like his.
I'm happy. I'm happy for him for this woman right here.
Boy, he's got a.
He's
hell of
lucky
a
to
woman.
have this one
She
right
is adorably. She's a full Italian, cute as a button.
You know how amazing that fucking wedding had to be? Because you know he's rich.
Oh yeah, he makes bank.
Oh yeah.
But he never talks about it. But he makes a lot. Like he talked about it once, but he never gave the exact figure. And then somebody was speculating he made anywhere from like $10 to $20 million a month, and he was like,
How much taxes does he have to pay?
I don't know. He's in Sweden. Actually, he's not in Sweden. He's in Britain right now. He lives in Britain. Anyway, they are a super cute couple. They like. They
Someone
go on lots of
made a
trips
meme
together.
and it had next to it the royal wedding. And it's like the real royal
Exactly. This is the real royal wedding. But I'm so happy for him. Like, his channel has made a big resurgence from a lot of bullshit that's been going on in the last several years.
You know what's really crazy is like how you can watch these people and like I'm gonna say it because like I kind of did, but I kind of grew up watching these people. You know, like all the people on YouTube, and you actually fucking care.
Yeah.
No, that's why I'm like I'm happy for him. Like, good job.
Yeah, I don't know why this is from Cosmo, and they're trying to touch on the fact that he had some of the mistakes he made. Like, you know, he had a live stream where he said a racial slur. You know, that he was.
My mom, our first podcast where we mentioned PewDiePie or something, one of the podcasts where we mentioned PewDiePie, my mom called me. She's like, "Do you follow him?" I was like, "Yeah, he's a great guy."
Yeah.
She's like, "But what about all the things they say about him?" I was like, "That's things that they say about him."
See,
Yeah,
like
the
what
internet can be
Cosmo
brutal.
fucking put here, they put jokes in quotation marks. Like we've all said some jokes. We know how it is.
Yeah, he did make a pretty anti-Semitic joke that he did on Fiverr, and I mean, I thought it was funny, but it was a joke, and like, I've argued this point before.
People that know him know it was a joke.
Yeah, and he actually didn't think they were going to do it, and I won't repeat what he did, but I thought it was funny because it was meant to be a joke, and the conversation has come up a lot when it comes to jokes, and I'm sorry, but when you were in the position of like PewDiePie. He's a very heavily comedic guy, so he's going to make jokes. And jokes, to me, have a sense of, how do I say this without sounding wrong, freedom. Because it's a joke. I could say something like, we should go burn down an orphanage
I
later.
think what you're
That's a
looking-
horrible thing to say, and I would never do that, but it's a joke. Yeah, it's kind of dark. It's kind of, you know.
What you're really
Oh,
looking
is
for
it
is
a
more
blind
not
orphanage?
a sense of it's a sense of amnesty, right?
Yeah.
So like comedians back in the day, like I was like 13, 14, 15 watching Comedy Central's Presents, you know, and like the people get on there and they say some fucked up
Exactly.
shit, or like some Lewis Black jokes, you
Yes.
know, like, and it was all fine and dandy
It's a
then.
joke.
No one fucking cared if
It's
you
a
said
joke.
like fucking what's his name Delaney, what's his name, Tom Delaney, Comeback Kid, SNL writer. Y'all
I have
know what
no
I'm talking
idea.
about.
No idea.
Tom Delaney?
I think. But he talks about his Jewish wife. He's Catholic. He makes jokes about his Jewish wife all the time. Because it's a fucking...
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney. Yes, you're right. John Mulaney.
I was like,
Come back,
Tom
kid.
Delaney?
John Mulaney.
Who the fuck
He
is
makes
Tom?
jokes about his Jewish wife all the time.
Yeah.
And
It's a joke.
it's a fucking joke.
I think. I mean,
Who are those? Who was that comedian that Joe Rogan brings up all the time? That he's going through a rough time because he made one joke and then everyone hated him for it.
I mean, I don't know
All of
because
them
there's
now.
tons of them.
No,
because
somebody that Joe Rogan brings up all the time on his podcast.
Who was it?
I mean, there's a rap
Tom
sheet.
Segura.
Oh,
made
yeah.
I'm gonna quote here. Retarded. He used the word retarded. You know, and I've said this before, and we're getting into some stuff here, but I mean this because it's like I joke around a lot. But most people that know me is I'm a pretty good person, and I try to be a good person. And I'm the type of person I'll never be mean to a soul. I've never met a stranger. But I'll say some things in joking form a lot because I like to joke around a lot. And I will use, and I've used it on this podcast, and we caught some slack for it, is I've used the word retarded before. But you have to understand that, like, I love handicapped people because they're some of the happiest people in the world. Some of the fucking happiest people you'll ever meet in your life. Tell me one handicapped person that has Down syndrome or something like that looks like they're mad.
Right?
They always have a smile on their face.
They don't
They're
get mad
always
when they don't
happy.
get their ice cream or
They
something,
look
you know?
like they're having the best time compared to you or me.
I swear to God.
You know what
My
I mean?
nephew
love
is
him.
mentally challenged.
Yes.
And like happy as can be.
Exactly.
Loves everything. Doesn't know any bad part of the
There's
world.
something
ever.
really amazing about that, and it really kind of like captivates me in a way that's like, you know, people can be miserable about the stupidest things and be way more fortunate than some of these handicapped people, but they look way happier than you'll ever look.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and I use the word retarded a lot. Okay?
It's like for shit that's retarded. It's like the Louis C.K. joke, right?
That's what I was
That's another
leading
one,
into.
Louis C.K.
That's what I was leading into. Now, Louis C.K. has caught a lot of flack for some of the things he's been doing, which are questionable, but he brings up a good point when it comes to jokes and stuff like that. He uses the term, and this is, like I said, we're getting into it here, but he uses the term faggot.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said, I would never call a homosexual person a faggot. I would never do that. But if you cut me off in traffic, you're a fucking faggot.
Yeah. He's
And I mean that.
he's like,
because,
I
you know,
can literally walk out of a room and see two guys sucking each other's dicks and be like,
that
"What's
looks
up,
like
guys?"
Yeah, that looks like a happy couple. I mean,
He's like,
you know.
and then if one says something faggy, I'm gonna be like, "Shut up, you faggot, and
I
keep
think it has a
sucking
lot-
that dick."
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and drop like the N word.
Yeah,
or something
right.
like that. Now, PewDiePie did that on a live stream, and he dropped the hard R too.
He was playing.
He was playing PUBG.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, definitely shouldn't have done that. There's no excusing it. He got really upset. He got really mad in the moment. We've all been there that play video games, and he dropped
My
some
thing
stuff
is,
live on
when
stream
he
that
said
he shouldn't have
that,
said.
his community was like, "It's okay.
Yeah, you
Hey,
don't
you
do
don't
that.
need to do it." But like,
Yeah.
but then the people that aren't in his community are like, "You need to burn."
And like the thing is, like, he wasn't talking to a real person. He wasn't talking to an African American person. He just used a racial slur.
It's like
I'm not
in traffic.
excusing the fact, but it's not like there was a black man standing in front of him and he called them the N-word. He didn't do that.
It's like everyone said some really horrible shit
Exactly.
in traffic.
Now, and I'm
It's the same thing.
and like I said, to read, I'm not saying not saying when he said the N-word, it wasn't a joke. He was upset and mad. He said something he shouldn't have said.
He lost and he said the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different though. That's a totally different thing. But using
I don't
these other
think- I don't
terminologies,
think-
you know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong,
don't
like
like the
I don't
word
use
anyway. I don't
I
think
don't
he wants
use
to use
words
it.
like retarded and faggot and stuff like. I don't use that just willy nilly out in the public. You know what I mean? And I'll do it amongst friends and making jokes. But keep in mind, like, I have homosexuals that are my family. You know what I mean? We have friends that are homosexuals, and I don't care. They're just people to me. They're just people, and I would never in 100,000 years call someone that is in that is that way that word, because that's a hateful word. I only use it for people that I don't like, like somebody who cuts me off in traffic.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I guess context is very important when it comes to something like making a joke or something like that. And some people might not agree with me, and that's fine. But I'm just saying it's like the usage and the context is everything. It's one thing if I walk up to a homosexual in the middle of the street and point him out and call him a faggot. That's hate speech. That's horrible. You don't do that.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's like fucking Westboro Baptist Church. Fuck them guys.
Be a better person.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially be a better person. From the day before.
So like it's one thing when you're making a joke. I think it really is to a degree. Like people get online nowadays, and the online community is so toxic. You know what I mean? And like I said, I won't be walking in the middle of Walmart and see Ivan across the aisle and say, "What's up, retard?" You don't want to do that. That's obviously not very, because somebody could take that out of context. You know what I mean? But
you do that anyway.
Jokes have a sense of amnesty about them. It's like.
But people have to know you're joking.
Yeah.
And so it has to be the right timing. So like I said, in the middle of the grocery store might not be the best time to talk like that. Probably not.
PewDiePie's on his stream all day, and he's doing his videos, and you come there for comedic relief.
He's hilarious.
You don't get on there to be like, I'm going to take this serious as a source of news.
I believe he is a genuine person who is a good person, who is a giving person. And I do not believe he's a bad person. He has made some mistakes, for sure. We all have.
People need to learn to forgive.
Yeah, but he's not a racist. He did say a racial slur, and I'm sure a lot of people have who claim that they're not racist. So, anyway, we really got off on a tangent on my man's big day, marrying his beautiful, beautiful wife, Marcia. She's so cute. She's cute as a button. And they've been together forever.
It said 8 years up top.
Yeah.
Go up. After 8 years since we met, we celebrated our wedding with our closest friends and family. It was the most beautiful day, which I will treasure forever. I am so thankful for all the people that made time to attend the event and helped us celebrate our marriage. I feel like I'm the luckiest person. I'm so full of love, incredibly ecstatic to be able to call Felix my husband for the rest of our lives.
So they will never hear this, but guys, I love you both, and I'm so happy for you both, and congratulations.
They should have live streamed it.
No, he didn't want. Even on his YouTube, he was not even talking about it very much. He's like, yeah, we're getting married, and we've been working on it, and that's it. Because he doesn't want people all in his business. He really doesn't. He'll let you.
Imagine
he'll let you know what you need to know.
You need he wants to separate his YouTube personality.
You know what?
From his life,
to me, it's probably better to be a YouTube star than it is to be like a Hollywood star, because then you don't have paparazzi following you.
He has a hard time.
Does he?
Yes, he has a very hard time. He did a vlog.
I imagine internet stalkers are a million times worse than paparazzi.
He did a vlog when he was shooting the Scare PewDiePie season 2 until all the backlash happened. He was in LA for a month, and he did a vlog while he was there. And they stayed in a really nice rent house while they were there. And people found out where he was, and they were throwing things over the fence, gifts and stuff, and bothering them when they left. And he's really popular,
Like I said, I imagine.
I guess coming to America is probably bad, but being in a different country.
Internet stalkers are probably a million times worse than anything paparazzi could do.
But like I said, I wish him the best of luck, and I just really hope that everything works out for him. And I'm glad. I'm glad he's made a bounce back for the most part. Let's get moving here. Let's get moving.
What the fuck is the Righteous Gemstone?
That's a show that's coming up that you guys probably haven't heard of yet on HBO.
I don't have HBO.
Get it. There's a new HBO show coming out called The Righteous Gemstones, and it's got the best lineup of a cast I've ever seen, arguably. If the internet will work. So basically, it's an HBO show about a family of, I guess you call.
Is that John Goodman?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's a family of a super church. It's one of those giant super church families. But it's got John Goodman as the lead preacher, Danny McBride as one of the sons, and Adam Devine as one of the other sons. There's a female sister as well. I don't remember what her name is, but she was on the Vice Principals. Yeah, it's a comedy. It looks fucking hilarious. It's on HBO called The Righteous Gemstones. It looks like it's gonna be a banger because obviously they're like a giant
You
mega
know what?
church.
This
It's a mega
actually-
church.
This actually makes me a little upset because there is like families out there like this.
Exactly. That's what's so great about it.
Oh,
It's like one of the
God.
mega church. It's like a family that runs a mega church that you
The
see on
Joel
TV.
Osteen shit.
Yes. So it's basically slapping them in the face. It's got John Goodman as the lead, which I love John Goodman.
Oh
So-
yeah, he's great.
And of course, Danny McBride is an animal, and Adam Devine is a fucking monster. Great actors. So this ought to be really good. But yeah, The Righteous Gemstones
okay.
on HBO. It's coming. When is it coming? Yeah, it looks good as fuck, man. I don't remember when it's coming. It's coming out soon. I know that. It actually might already be out now that I think about it. So.
On demand available. Right there.
But anyway, check that out, guys. It looks like it's going to be a banger. So, we got one last news story, real quick. I haven't found this one. It's
Oh
it's a
my
little it's a
God.
little messed up.
Yeah,
it's
this one's a
kind
little
of
fucked up.
it's kind of disturbing.
One of our.
It's not more of like a we usually kind of go to either crazy or
Now I
or
feel bad
fun
for giving them
news.
my money.
Huh?
So now I feel bad for giving them my money.
who Texas.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about this story.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't want to look at that. I was talking about the Apex one.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that in just a second. Yeah.
after we hit the.
Oh yeah,
the
no,
last
this
one.
one's more fucked up.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
pretty fucked up.
Go ahead, Ivan.
Texas family sues school claiming staff laughed while coloring student's head with marker, which this kid came in with the nice.
sorry. It's here. It's
The
here.
nice hairline going on, edged in and everything.
Yeah. He had
And-
one of the edged-in cuts.
Roll it
Yeah.
down. Roll it down.
Roll it down so people can see.
You can kind of see the designs.
Yeah, you
in
can
the
see
side
a
there.
little bit on the side there. He's just got basically for the people that are listening. He's got like a one of those designs that you get.
Yeah, there it is.
You know, where you basically get like a little design cut in your head. It looks almost like he has like a little M on the side of his head, a little bit that's kind of razored in. And Ivan, what'd they do?
The teachers and the staff members colored it in with Sharpie
Permanent marker. by
Permanent
the way.
marker.
Permanent.
so he can
Meet code.
meet dress code for the school.
That's so
I
disturbing.
hope this motherfucker grows up, gets $1 billion fucking dollars, buys the school.
Walks in there with all the designs on his head, and then permanent markers everybody's face. Says fuck
With
you,
dicks.
fuck you. Yeah,
With
dicks.
Dicks.
A lot of dicks.
Yeah, it says a Texas family filed a federal lawsuit against their son's school district on Sunday, accusing it of discriminating against the boy by drawing on his scalp with a permanent marker in an effort to bring his haircut up to code.
He needs, if he does become rich and buy the school, dress code, teachers must shave their head.
Do it.
I like it. No, this is 100%. I mean, I don't think discrimination was the right thing to go. I'd go almost harassment or something like that.
Oh,
because
yeah.
That was more harassment.
I
than
don't know about you, but
discrimination.
if you're in school and you had something that was, if you were wearing inappropriate clothing
about
or
to say, you gotta
something
talk
like
to
that. Okay, that's right. You were homeschooled, so you just had to go to your room. If we were wearing
Were
inappropriate
you
clothing
discriminated?
or a girl was,
Were
did
you
you ever
harassed,
get?
Cody?
Did your mom ever mark on your head?
Beat the fuck out of me.
But if you were wearing something inappropriate at our school, because we went to the same school just years apart, what do?
They sent you home
They sent you home. That's what they should have done. They should have called the boys'
with
parents
a
and said,
letter to your parents.
yes, like this. I mean, I think it's kind of fucked up that the hair isn't dress code because it's like so you can get a cool haircut. So you can get a little different.
Okay,
What's the
hair to
problem?
me is a way to express yourself, especially
Exactly.
at that age.
Exactly.
It's literally attached to your body.
I can understand.
And it's like, okay, if you had a big dick carved in the side of your head, I understand why you don't want that at your school.
Yeah.
But he's just got a cool design on the side of his head, so who gives a fuck? But that's one thing. Okay, so fine, you make up some dumb fucking rule that you
Not
can't
only
be at
that,
our school.
here's another one. You could have him wear a dumbass hat that he has to wear
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
whole day.
Yeah, and just hey, you're gonna have to do something to his hair. I still think it's dumb that he has to get his hair cut to a different something else. But the fact that they did this,
Oh man.
they took a permanent marker and filled in the hairline.
Who the fuck do you have on your teaching staff that wouldn't think of a hat first? And they're like, no, let's just color it in with a permanent marker. You fucking twit.
They said that they laughed as they used a black Sharpie to fill in the line designs of the seventh grader Jules
Jules.
Trice's Jules
Jules.
Looks like
Jules Trice's hair without his consent. He's 13.
You know what? But kudos for him not like getting mad and doing something.
I would have been fucking irate.
And he deserves to be a little mad. His parents deserve to be
yeah,
mad
no, he
too.
deserves to be mad.
And
but
they deserve to lose
most
this
kids
lawsuit.
There would probably be like throwing elbows and shit.
Yeah.
I would have. I'd be throwing bows.
They said that let's see. It says, in April, a staffer allegedly told Jules, 13, that his haircut, which the suit described as a common African-American fade haircut with innocuous line designs,
okay.
violated the school's dress code and sent him to the discipline clerk's office. That's when he was allegedly told that he would be put in school suspension.
ISS.
Yeah. Or how do you know what ISS is? You were homeschooled.
I know what it is.
You really know what it is. You lived there, you bad fucking kid. Design and his haircut would be immediately filled in with marker, according to the civil claim.
So he had to sit in a box.
The lawsuit said neither the principal nor the discipline clerk contacted the boy's parents before taking action.
Oof, that's a killer.
Boy.
You don't do that. I'm sorry.
No, that's fucked up. That's 10 kinds of
You don't
fucked
touch
up.
my kid.
Yeah, that's humiliating too.
Yeah.
You send them home, or you tell their parents that you got to do something about this. It's stupid that he even would need to change it. How offensive is that? You can barely fucking,
Wait, go back up.
That's bothering. That.
Go back up. I'm just gonna say real quick, he need a new barber.
I mean, look.
Like, go up, go up. Does that look straight to you?
What part?
That.
The crown, or the forehead?
Yeah.
It's a little crooked.
Man, you need a new barber for one.
I mean, he could have done something a little more too. I mean, the M's kind of all right. I mean, his name's not even M, so maybe do something a little cooler. But anyway, irregardless, the fact that they did that, I mean, that's so fucked up. I mean, that dude, he didn't deserve all that shit. Fuck them teachers.
Wait. Let me see what that said. It previously said it was extremely disappointed with how the situation. Pearland ISD said outside the media reports have not been notified about the lawsuit at Monday evening. It previously said it was extremely disappointed with how the situation was handled and had placed the school's campus administrators on administrative leave. They get paid for that, by the way. A campus administrator mishandled disciplinary action by giving student options, including notifying his mother. Disciplinary consequences are filling in the shape of the hair with hair carving with a marker, a spokesperson said in April. This later practice is not condoned by the district and does not align with the appropriate measures for dress code violations.
That's borderline abuse. You could probably take that
Yeah.
to court as abuse. They need to get rid of this discrimination suit that they're trying for because that's harder to get.
Harassment, abuse.
They need to get like harassment and abuse because that's kind of fucked up, man.
That's seriously fucked up.
Yeah, So I hope they win. I hope they win tons of money. I hope he gets his hair with tons of designs and diamonds encrusted in it that says "fuck you school" on the side of it. So, 'cause that's fucked up. You don't do that to kids. Okay.
Which one y'all want to start with?
Before we get in there, we gotta plug ourselves. Of course, we gotta plug ourselves, right? Before we get too crazy here, Ivan, where can they email any questions?
At TurboMagnumGaming at gmail.com.
Mhm.
Or they can go to the Instagram, DM us. Slide
in the DMs. Go right ahead. If you have any questions or comments, slide in them DMs. And if you have a question, we don't answer all.
And or comment on the YouTube channel.
We also have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon.
For those of you that are interested.
It's Turbo Magnum. Is it Space Gaming? Turbo Magnum. Space
You're
Gaming.
the one that set it up
Why am I the only one that fucking does this then?
because you just did it.
Why don't y'all set it up? Why don't y'all help? Huh?
Well, we can't set it up now because you set it up.
I made
It's
the
the
logo.
same password and email for everything in the fucking thing.
Don't
That's
say
not true.
that.
That's not true. Because
Nobody
there's
knows
one
the
that's
password.
different. There's one
Okay,
that's
Could be
just
different.
find
admin.
one,
I don't
though.
give a shit.
There's one that's different.
Okay, yeah, there's one that's different.
All right then.
God damn.
Either way, our Patreon is what?
Turbo Magnum Gaming. That's a space.
Right on. And we're on YouTube as well as Turbo Magnum Gaming.
Where you can see our beautiful faces on this
Yep,
podcast.
you can watch this live if
Yeah.
you would like. We were trying to put these out live. We're also been working on videos. We got a couple videos up. We didn't really actual gaming videos up. Me and Ivan put one out a couple weeks ago playing Into the Breach. That was pretty cool. And a pretty fun little tactical strategy game. We plan on having some more up. So please follow us, support us.
And if you know anyone that might want to listen to our shenanigans,
Let them know.
let them know.
Tell them how
Shout
fucking
us
cool
out.
we are. We drink White Claws in here. We're totally cool. We're hip.
Yeah, hip.
We're hip.
Don't ever buy this again, though.
I mean, hell, I vape.
I vape. I do that so I don't smoke.
Do you even vape, bro?
Do you
I vape and hit White Claws. I hate myself right now. But anyway, thank y'all for listening. We're trying to always
Let's go home.
keep going. Well, we're not done. We're at the halfway point now.
Moving on to the video
We are
games,
moving on
to the
to the-
serious news.
To the real news, the realest of reals.
Before, let's talk about what we've been playing this week, guys, because we've all been playing the same things.
Pretty much.
Um,
Yeah, pretty
so-
much.
I have words about this game.
I do
Well,
too.
do we want to wait and hope? Because that's probably going to take up a lot of time. Do you want to go ahead and get into that now?
We should start with this
You want to start with
because this
this?
is like starting our
Okay.
week, you know.
Yeah.
So, we were all getting pretty bored with the
Very.
games we've been playing, you know, like Apex, For Honor, and
I don't know,
all
we
this
had
stuff.
a
Well,
great
that's the
fucking
difference.
time with
That's
For
the
Honor.
difference, though, is because like we've been playing our own things, and then you were playing For Honor, and then I was
that
like,
deep.
man, let me slide into For Honor. I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of fun. Ivan, get in here. All right. And then Ivan got in there. I was like, yeah, actually, this is kind of fun. And we were kind of mollywopping some people. And like me and Ivan are low level, and we were still fucking beating the shit out of people.
It's good when you carry them 5 fucking yards.
Ivan's favorite thing is to play the Raider and just throw people off the side of a fucking mountain.
Ledge Lord.
And I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great. So, yeah, I actually enjoyed getting back in there, and now I'm kind of mad that we have something else to play.
Well, all right. So now
So-
we're playing a game that came out today is
For
20.
all the
technically.
normal people
Yeah.
today.
If you didn't pre-order it, it came out today.
Does that
Remnant
mean-
from the Ashes.
Does that mean that there was an update for us?
I don't
Maybe
know.
not. Probably not yet.
probably-
Probably by next week there might be an update. But yeah, Remnant from the Ashes.
Which is a very, very neat game.
Go ahead and break it down for us, Cody. What is the game? What are we talking
It
about?
is
here?
a story-based co-op shooter, okay, with heavy leanings on Dark Souls, and which is weird when you put shooter in there, you know, but it's got heavy leanings
The
on
second one,
Dark
I think.
Souls, and I would say a little bit of the Division, and the little bit of the world design's kind of like Diablo. Like, it's a very interesting game. There's 3 separate classes you can pick from, but you can mix it up and play with all of their shit, you know. So it's like you're fighting something called the Root, okay? And it's like these trees, a parasitic tree that takes over shit and fucking kills people and like takes over. Yeah, you see it on the screen right now. If any of y'all are watching, they're like
Why is it
trees that'll catch on fire and chase after you with axes and shit. It's insane, but it's
That's Google's new update.
it's a very
I don't like it.
interesting take on things. It's refreshing, a good change of pace, and they lean on all the good parts of Dark Souls and what else?
I said there was a lot of like almost a Left 4 Dead element to it.
Yeah.
You can very easily be falling behind, and you can very easily be falling behind doing your own thing, and
Just pick one. You were born in 1901.
just because. But
Uh,
like, yeah, you can see the Dark Souls elements in it. You can see the you can see some other elements in there from other games that they kind of borrowed, but at the same time,
It was I think it's published by A Perfect World and produced by what was that, Gunfire Games?
Yes.
Gunfire game.
yes, 2 companies I've never heard of
Yeah.
ever.
Neither have I.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm glad to see somebody else stepping up and making what to me seemed like a great game so far, and we've just barely scratched the surface on it.
Barely.
You know, it does. It plays a lot like Dark Souls. It plays a lot like. I mean, the Division's kind of a hard pull. I would say almost more Gears
I was
like
about to say Gears
Yeah.
and Dark Souls.
because there's no hard covers
And Diablo.
really.
I
There's
would say Diablo.
there's no hard cover. You know, you can soft cover behind things, which is rare. But it to me a lot of like a Left 4 Dead feeling sometimes of like things that can spawn out of nowhere, just randomly out of nowhere to come kill you.
Yeah, I was about to say the sound cues are also very.
Oh, yeah.
Very much, yeah. Like you'll hear that loud like violin squeak.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
you know something's
Loud, violent
fucking-
squeak.
let something something's coming up. But it's
I love the game, but the mechanics need updating on it.
It's I don't have necessarily a problem with the mechanics because it's like to me it's still not as clunky as Gears.
Okay. I have the dodge roll, which is awesome, to me doesn't feel real sharp. I know that sounds strange, but like I don't find myself wanting to use the dodge roll as much as I probably should.
I use it all the time.
All the time.
I mean, there's times like I'll definitely telegraph one, but like I don't know, it doesn't feel as tight to me. I wish it was just a slight bit tighter, but it's not bad. The fact that you cannot lock onto anything is kind of rough.
I can see why they don't.
Well, it's because you have the ADS, like that's why you can't lock on.
That's one reason why.
Okay.
And also because they kind of send waves at you.
Yeah, but
it's kind of hard to lock on to one character when there's 5 in front of you.
The only reason you would need a lock on is for melee.
Yeah.
And I feel like the melee is kind of lacking in this game. It's there, and it's important, but it's not. Something about it doesn't feel right.
Like, okay, the things I'm disliking about the game, I love the game.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Great
this
game.
is a very, I'm just, if I had to pick on it, that's what I would do, because other than that, I love the game. But yeah.
More customization. And I don't like that you get 3 classes to start off with so far.
No different.
And
They're identical.
Well, what really changes is what trait you start with. That's the only difference. So,
But the
like,
thing
you
is-
started with something that changed your mods, right? You get like more energy because you started as the ex-cultist, right?
No, I get the healing aura.
Yeah, well, that's your mod. What was the trait you started with?
Endurance and
You got vigor, endurance, which we all have, and then there's like one more that you get that like.
it gives it increases my charge rate on my
Right.
mod.
See, I don't have that. See,
Yeah.
what I have is one that makes me less visible to other people.
See, and I started with warrior, which increases my melee damage.
Yeah.
So that's but
it,
you can
though.
get all these traits later in
Yeah.
the game, I'm assuming.
Which
that's
is
your only
good
starting
because I mean I'm the type of person that like I'm the hunter, so I have like a little hood and a little trench coat. That's
But
cool.
you're able to buy that.
But like I saw that the cultists had the cool like flat brim hat, and I was like, oh, I want that hat. So I went and bought that hat, and Ivan popped into my game. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I can wear whatever I want, dude. But it's just like.
And the dialogue, I hate the dialogue.
Okay, I'm glad that it has dialogue, but the syncing on the mouth, it's hard to do in the dev world. It's hard to do.
Well, because this was kind of a low budget game, okay?
It was $40, right?
Yeah, it was $40.
That's cheap.
Well, but the thing is, like, when it comes to mouse tracking like that, you got to do the dots
Yeah,
and actual tracking.
yeah, dude.
And I'm assuming they probably didn't do
You
that.
gotta do motion
'cause,
capture.
Yeah, motion cap's a motherfucker.
Okay.
And you gotta even do it with the voice actors there.
That-
you know.
What I mean about the dialogue is that you'll hear your characters talk, and they'll talk to each other, but when it comes to talking to someone else, you don't get to hear your character talk at all.
Yeah, I can
I
see
see
that,
what you're
but I mean, going over on that though, it's like you pay for the voice acting, the couple lines they say like when we're reloading, like cover me, you know.
Right.
Well, that's not a lot because that's a repeated line. When you have to map the whole game's conversation for your character, that's a lot more. You know.
But like, I mean, we can harp on some small things, but let's talk about what is great. Dude, the game is huge. Like, we broke into this new area last night.
Barely
I was
barely
confused.
scratched the surface.
And it's
I
just like
was-
a whole new game. We've been playing this game for a couple days, and we've been doing like I want to call it the starting world, which is like ruined downtown, apocalyptic area with a lot of root enemies around. And I was like, I guess this is what the whole game's going to be.
Which I don't want to be the main, like, I don't want to be the person to enter the worlds anymore.
You picked the worst world. Yeah, so we all get caught up theoretically in the same level because we all jumped in, and so we got everybody caught up, which didn't take much to be all in the same mission, and then we all went into a new world together, and Ivan just walked into one. We had an option to go into one of 4 worlds,
One of three.
one of 3 worlds,
Yes.
and me and Cody were sitting there in the middle, starting to talk about it, and Ivan literally, when we had the option to go to one, just started walking into one. And I was like, I guess this is where we're
Yeah,
going.
so it branched 3 ways. So it was like forward, left, or right. And I'm like, so guys, we could probably like pick one of these. And Ivan's just steadily walking forward, like just going down.
He's like, I
the
hate
path
decisions.
Straight forward, just walking.
I hate decisions.
Which now I regret. And also, y'all watching the same cutscene that I get to, and I have to pick decisions in the cutscene.
I actually kind of like that.
I do like that we can see it, but like, yeah, I do.
I'm like, do they want me to pick the first one or the second one? First or second option?
You don't give us an option. You just pick one and go.
Ivan
That's what you
always
do.
picks the worst dialogue options.
But
it is great.
But anyway, we would like everything you're seeing on the screen right now. If you're watching, is like the first kind of starting area. Maybe not. And then like we get into this new area, which is like desert with completely different enemies that do completely different things, and we're like, how do we handle this situation? And then we get into a dungeon that has completely different
Also,
enemies.
Random generated maps.
Yes,
It's
yes.
very
that's
Diablo-esque.
That's one thing that's really cool being this type of game. That like me and Cody pretty much was pretty similar in our worlds, even though we weren't in the same world, but we were our randomly our RNG maps. And then we're talking to Ivan, and Ivan's run into people that we haven't met.
A boss we haven't fought.
A boss we haven't fought. And that is such a cool aspect of the game. Here's one thing that sucks, though. Replay value in areas sucks.
Oh, having to go back through? God.
Because I did that. No, well, I'm saying, like, like you jumped off the other morning, and I was like, well, I don't want to make any progress. So I'm going to go back and play some old checkpoints. Maybe just farm. And all you can do is just go back and fight the reloaded enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't drop but scrap and a little bit of iron,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to be had. And they don't even drop that much, to be honest with you. I think you get most of your scrap and shit from finding things
What
in the
they're
world.
really lacking on is, like what you said, customization, right? So
Yeah.
you need
I want
a
more
few,
armor, more guns.
Yeah, you need more armor and guns, in my opinion.
But
More melee weapons.
I also feel like we have just barely scratched
Yeah.
the surface on this game.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, I think we just got out of the starter world from
Mm-hmm.
what it feels like.
Yeah.
Because now we're in a whole new realm, So who knows? For $40, get it.
My only quip with the game is, because I'm really enjoying it so far, is we play on Xbox. Throw up the Mexes. But my only quip with the game is I've had several crashes now.
Yeah,
Right.
and I haven't.
Yeah, neither of y'all have had a single one. I've had.
I'm lagging pretty bad.
You need
but
to clear your cache.
See, I was thinking about that. I've had several
I sound like I
crashes,
know what I'm talking
and
about,
one of
but-
them said,
Clear your cache.
one of them said, ran out of video memory, and my game just shut off. I'm like, how do you run out of video memory? Like, I know it's an old Xbox, but Jesus Christ. And then one of them was just the standard Xbox hard crash. Too much going on the screen, it just fucking freezes. So those are my only quips with it. A little functionality. Other than that, I'm thoroughly enjoying.
Yeah,
the
the
game.
game is definitely difficult.
Advice.
For $40.
For $40, you can't beat it, man.
Advice, though. If it says
What's it?
protect somebody,
Yeah.
don't let that motherfucker die, because they ain't coming back alive.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way.
The tale of two Lizzes.
Yeah, literally, there's a mission where there was these two characters, and we just kind of went into it was a boss door, was it? It was a fog gate.
fog gate,
It was
yeah.
an actual
Fog gate.
fog gate, which symbolizes a boss fight. We go in there, and it's a horde of enemy thing, and it says A Tale of Two Lizzes, and I didn't even notice if it said protect the
I don't
Lizzes or
think
not.
it did.
It didn't, but,
But there
It said
were
survive the waves.
two NPC characters that we couldn't see them, but we could hear them, and in the midst of a ton of bullshit. And when we walked in, we got ambushed instantly in the front. I don't think we got for a few feet from the front gate trying to fight them off, while the two NPCs were further in. And next thing we know, they're dead, and we failed that.
it's probably my
quest.
fault, because Cody's like, don't go in there yet. I'm like, I'm going in.
Well,
I don't think it would have mattered much
what
because
really-
even still, we were stuck at the front door.
What really sucked was the fact that they were guarding a quest item and a gun. So
Yeah.
they had to survive to let us in the room to get the key.
I'm a gun
Right.
bro, and I like getting all the guns. And
Now we can't get this one gun.
it's all your fault for going in the door without waiting.
Well, you take too long to try and customize nothing that's
I mean,
not customizable.
that's
Actually, I was
very-
eating pizza, but
That's very
fine.
Dark Souls-esque, It's like you get your one shot. Like if you let what's his name die in the quest line in the original Dark Souls,
Exactly.
Sigurd.
Sigurd.
Yeah, if you let him die, you don't get a shit. So I mean,
So now it's one of those things like when you go back through and play it again, you'll know.
yeah.
And we're going in blind, which I like. I don't,
I
I
hope
like to
there's
play
a +1 or
I'll bet there is.
+2.
I'll tell you the big difference I noticed because I had a lot of my gear jacked up to where I could damn near one-shot enemies with my revolver. 'cause
I've only upgraded my shit twice.
Oof.
You're gonna have to you have to get in there, son. But the problem is when we got in me and Cody played together and we didn't have any problems. We'd wax everybody.
But then you had
For
a third person.
whatever reason, when you add a third person, the difficulty doubles. And the enemies I'm taking my revolver with and bopping once, it's taking like a whole cylinder to kill them.
We fought a fucking tumbleweed
And
and
it's-
got our shit wrecked.
Dude, that tumbleweed was insane.
We beat him the first time, but we used all of our Dragon Hearts, which are your Estus Flask, essentially.
Yeah.
And oh my god.
It's a really neat game. I'm excited to get more into it.
Oh, one thing I noticed, difference between Dark Souls and this. There's a difficulty setting. We're on normal.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a difficulty
Yes,
setting.
there
you get
is.
to change it at the checkpoints, or the Ward 13 checkpoint.
We're on
So
normal.
I
bud.
wonder what the perk is to put it on a harder difficulty.
Probably better gear.
Surely something.
We're on normal, though. That's
There has
all
to
I
be
know.
a benefit to doing that.
And,
Dude, we're getting our ass kicked on normal.
Yeah, we are.
Now, another thing, like the developers have spoken about this. Just want to put this out there before we move on from this because we don't want to spend too much time because we got a lot of video game news. The developers talked about this and they said it doesn't have player versus player capabilities, obviously.
I'm sorry, Cody.
Because, well, see, I don't mind that because
I
they
almost tricked
said
him yesterday.
they said they wanted to focus more on story. There is a lot of lore in this game, and you'll spend if you really
There
want to catch all
is.
the lore, you're going to spend a lot of time.
And I would argue a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. It's one thing to talk to an NPC. It's another thing when you pick up a journal on a table that has 30
pages,
pages worth
yeah.
of dialogue to
Oh
read.
my god.
Yeah.
Yes. Like in the opening room where you wake up after you get
Oh
rescued.
yeah, that journal.
There's a journal that has 30 pages in there easily, and you got to sit there and read it, and like
That's one thing I don't.
And
okay.
you can't
But
read
it's
cursive.
like
good
if you're
luck.
playing by yourself, it's fine.
Yes.
But when you've got 3 people,
And they're like, all right,
Let's
I read
go,
it. Let's go. Come
you know,
on.
you
Or
know.
that's why I don't know. I get these nerves going when I have to talk to NPCs and you're like, is he going to listen to her talk the whole time? Because I don't know if I want to skip her or just listen to her.
I mean, I want to know if we're talking to a person. I want to know because readable dialogue normally is not super relevant to your main drag story. Now you can learn a lot in readable dialogue. We know this because there's sometimes little tidbits that are super important in readable dialogue. But person-to-person interactions almost story-based, like mainline.
Yeah.
So I would say well, next time you encounter something like that, let's just play it out, and not
Like
give
that
them dumb answers like
cultic
"I am a
bitch.
god."
I bet she's that cultic bitch. I bet she's the god.
Anyway, back at it. $40, well worth it. Play up to 3 players with your buddies. Real good pickup. It'll tide us over till video game season really kicks in.
Solid game, and I'm
So-
excited to get back in there. The only other game to talk about would be the one that I wanted to bring up was
Well,
the
y'all go
fucking-
ahead and talk about that real quick. I gotta pee.
Okay, Greedfall.
Yeah, this is like
You brought it up, but
Witcher Fable
yeah,
style. Yeah.
you brought it up, but I don't remember.
Because it was on. It was during the E3.
You brought it up, but I haven't seen anything about it when you brought it up. You just kind of gave some small details on it, and then I actually saw a trailer the other day, and
It's like
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yep.
Hey, oh, just click it.
But it's hot in here. But it very much looks like a game that I'd be.
Like they're druids or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's very much a game that's on my wheelhouse right now. That I'm kind of interested
I
in.
think this would be another game that we could
Broke my
probably
leg.
get into.
This game, from what I can tell, is not multiplayer.
I thought you could play with your friends. Like,
I didn't see anything about it being multiplayer. I looked it up and looked at the details, and
oh, it's not. I've been looking for a good single player game to play.
that's what this game looks like. Is more of a single player game. It looks like a Fable meets like
Witcher.
maybe
I say Witcher.
Witcher, then meets maybe a little bit of Assassin's Creed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like an interesting mix between the three.
Customization. That's pretty cool.
I'll love me some good customization.
Three traits to go
The
along with.
combat looks fun. Some definite anime bullshit going on in the combat.
Oh man, I think I remember seeing a lot about this game prior. It was teased a lot. You remember the old where he's fighting like that big bear with roots and shit growing out of it?
Yes.
That's this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember seeing this a long time ago.
How do y'all not remember me bringing this up? Y'all
remember you-
throw me to
listen,
the side like always.
No,
Fuck me, right?
No, I remember you talking about it, but I do not remember seeing any footage on it until recently.
Yeah, we just saw the cutscene,
You know.
and then you brought it up, and here's
Boop.
oh man, that looks good.
I mean, it looks really fucking cool. I mean, what does it look like though?
Wow, that's cool. I like that, being able to pause and do that shit.
Boom.
The
That's
fuck out
awesome.
of here! They just disintegrated.
I mean,
They
almost.
froze.
I mean, can you say like what's that game? Black Desert ish.
I guess, yeah. We didn't play too much of that though.
Maybe a
liking
touch of
this.
Black Desert, but not so. It's not like
I love the
super
customization
hardcore.
with the fucking
Oh
game.
yeah, I'm liking it.
It's not super hardcore MMORPG looking. You know what I mean? Which that can be very overwhelming. You know. This
It
looks
is
a
straight
little
up
more.
RPG though.
Yeah, very RPG-esque, but not MMORPG, you know. There's stealth kills, there's big, awesome monsters, you're shooting
She's doing
fireballs.
no damage to that thing.
Look at that dude, just skid around. Even stealth.
I'm liking this a lot.
It looks cool. Like you're like a pirate, but you're a mage, but you're fighting...
Oh, look at that big ass hammer. I'm with it.
Yeah, but you're fighting Witcher enemies. Like, it looks awesome. Little subterfuge there.
Nothing to see here.
Breaking locks, breaking hearts. Anyway, check it out. Check out. There's a trailer on greedfall.com that'll give you an idea of what you're looking at. There's some pretty cool things. I know, like from what I understand, it is a single player game, and you have like companions. And like we're looking at literally like a situation where you can either encourage your companion to kill somebody or not. There's a lot of decisions you can make between your party that you build, and it's definitely a game that's on my wheelhouse.
Send 'em on
Maybe even a
missions.
little bit like Dragon Age, you know?
That's what's got me hyped. I'm thinking Dragon Age, especially with being able to pause the combat like the original Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Oh, close your eyes. Close your ears.
Up. I can't look down.
Oh, she changed.
Well, that's
What?
Yeah, a little
Hey,
guy on
oh,
guy.
Hey.
I'm in there. Whoop.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh, with that quick draw. You got to watch the trailer. The trailer will get you hyped, people. I'm sorry, we're watching the trailer for people who are listening right now. It looks really good. Visually, it looks like Assassin's Creed types graphics. And a lot of the
Assassin's
aesthetics.
Creed.
Yeah. It looks fucking cool.
It looks very ambitious.
Xbox One, PlayStation 4,
September 10th.
PC.
September. That's right around the corner,
Yeah, it
too.
is.
But yeah, I found that game. Well, I mean, I know Ivan brought it up. I'm sorry. I want to give you credit because you did bring it up. But we bring up tons of games, and it's like, okay, but like when I see it, I'm like, ooh, the shiny, And so I saw that, and you were like, that's what I was talking about. Like, that does look awesome. From what I understand, though, it is not multiplayer. Let me verify.
Well, if you
Probably
could
not.
play with your friend, that'd just be what I would want.
I mean, it looks like something I'd play. Anyway.
But yeah, it's definitely like it's got that single player aspect, very much Dragon Age-esque with all those other games we were mentioning. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it was during the E3 is when I mentioned it.
I don't want to get too far into Reddit on a stream.
Single player.
Yeah, single
okay,
player. That's what I
cool.
thought. That's fine. Every once in a while, it's nice to have a game we can discuss. But yeah, check it out. Greedfall coming September 10th. Is that what you said, Cody?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, we'll just go over this real quick because this popped up, and this is going to be kind of interesting. The company that owns E3, the E3 organization leaks data for over 2,000 journalists and analysts. Apparently, they had a data breach, or actually, they just straight up leaked it, from what I understand. Let's see. If you attend the Electronic Entertainment Expo trade show this year with a media badge, it's possible that some of your sensitive data is now public. Each year, the Entertainment Software Association hands out hundreds of press badges to certain members of the press. To get one of these badges, I've given the organization my name, phone number, home address, and more each year for the last half decade. The info goes onto a spreadsheet on the ESA, hands it out to its member companies. 'Cause, 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 'c Blah 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 blah.
So E3 didn't get breached. One of
The company that owns E3.
Not the other member
Well,
company.
ESA owns E3. And basically, they're the ones that give you the press badges and stuff. And apparently, basically, from what it says,
Wow, up until yesterday, however, that list was accessible to anyone who clicked on a button on the ESA website. So
Very
anyone could have this.
yeah.
For all the interviewers there, their home phone address, boy, that's rough.
And there is a lot going on behind this. I've listened to a couple different video game podcasts, and apparently this is pretty severe.
It contains info for YouTube creators, Wall Street financial analysts at firms like Wedbush and Goldman Sachs, and Tencent employees. Jesus Christ, that's a breach, son. How do you have that just out on your website?
Yeah. Apparently, I know for a fact I heard that there's some class action lawsuits against them that, from what I heard, that they are probably going to definitely lose for leaking sensitive information.
There's not going to be another E3.
That's another speculation because of the simple fact of how much money they could probably lose. While this breach could expose people to certain threats, it could also hurt the ESA's bottom line. Companies pay the organization a lot of money to show up to E3, and part of the reason that the trade show is worth that price is because the group has a spreadsheet with the contact info for popular YouTubers and influential media personalities. If people are more hesitant to share that data at E3 2020, suddenly the show is potentially less valuable to attending developers and other companies, not including the lawsuits that I've heard about. So,
Well, because at this point, like what we've been talking about in past shows, you don't have to pay someone to stream.
no.
You know, you could stream it like Devolver Games did or Nintendo did. You could throw that shit on Twitch and just announce it and get some hype, and then get a streamer to go up and play the games or something. You know, you could contact someone like Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, one of the major league gamers that plays all kinds of games. You know.
Well, it's like we talked about the other day. It's like we talked about the other day. The simple fact that E3 looks like it's dying, and something like this could be a nail in the coffin type situation. So, yeah, look how many people dropped out of E3 last year. You know what I mean?
And a major name like PS4 too, or Sony. I mean,
so this could be detrimental to them, very much so.
very much so.
And like I said, from what I heard, class action lawsuits because of the data breach. So here's one that you brought up.
Yeah. Pat reveals Microsoft's handheld Xbox to combat the Nintendo Switch, which seems weird with buddy they're getting here recently. But I'm assuming this will just be a clip-on for your phone. Will allow their Xbox streaming.
Nintendo and Microsoft have been holding hands and skipping down the streets for a while. I don't think this is a slap.
Yeah.
If anything, they might even talk to them.
Yeah, probably.
You know
like,
what I mean?
hey, what do you think is a good idea for this?
Because, like, I'd rather have a Switch over this.
Yeah. Well, this is really just an extension for the Xbox stream.
Not only that, it's for their cloud service, which they want to promote to be able to play games on your phone at anywhere you are.
That's exactly what this is for.
Which, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's like I said.
I strongly believe this is not against Nintendo.
This is just them wanting you to be able to take your Xbox.
They're expanding their horizon, unlike another platform that doesn't do anything to expand the horizon.
We'll see. Their stuff's coming up here before long. It's sometime in September, I do believe. Yeah. We'll have to have a little special segment over PlayStation.
They have to get it. They have to announce it before the new Call of Duty, I guess, comes out.
The only thing I'm interested in from PlayStation is their deep learning. That's the only thing I'm interested in. But yeah, it literally looks like you broke a PSP in half and you clip it around your phone.
It looks like you took a PSP, like you did like an old school car hot rod, and you chopped it and stretched it.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. It's a chopped and stretched PSP. But, it's super. It's gonna be fat. It's gonna be the fattest of fat boys. You know, it's gonna be stupid.
I mean,
thick.
I think it'll be. It's a neat aspect, say, if you wanted to play a single player game, like,
Does
say,
it-
Greedfall.
Well, does that not look like that's something that's gonna be really
How the
flimsy?
fuck you gonna carry those goddamn controls around?
They separate.
I mean, I know the separate belt. Like, you gonna put those in your left pocket with your phone in the right pocket?
Carry them. Easy. I guarantee they'll come with a pouch. Old school Game Boys did.
I wonder what the triggers look like on that.
Probably
That's a
underneath,
good question.
and,
The bumpers
probably
and
underneath
triggers.
and on top.
The bumpers and triggers.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa! Hey. Okay, now that's kind of cool though.
It's got a charging station. And it can plug in USB. That's what it's
Yeah.
for. It can plug in USB like that.
So you can make it an actual Xbox controller.
Or you could plug it in, say, if you have
There.
an Android.
Look at that.
That's not that bad.
You know how bad you're gonna miss that?
You will.
You're
I
gonna
will.
miss. Well, when you got big man hands, you're gonna miss.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
but like I said, it's not for like, hey, I want to play Call of Duty at work or something. It's
Yeah.
more like, hey, I'm gonna fuck around on like some single player game.
Some
at
like
home.
arcade game type
Yeah.
shit. That'd be
I'm gonna
fine.
play Greedfall
Ugh.
on my phone.
They look breakable. Those little tabs are gonna be the first thing that snaps off right there.
Stereo speakers. I bet you they bend inward.
I wonder what the price point would be for something like this.
I'm gonna say a good 150.
149, something good.
Somewhere around that.
149.99. I can
Because
see that.
when you look at it, really, it's just a controller that attaches to your phone.
That's a pretty smart controller, though. Yeah.
I'm
And,
willing to
like,
bet those fucking ends bend
I
inward.
also wonder what type of phone will this work for. You know what I mean?
It's probably Bluetooth.
Because as much as phones change, like
It'll
Well,
have
scroll back down. Scroll back down.
it'll have to be Apple accessible, and that being a USB right there, it is guaranteed to be for Android.
I want to
And
say
Microsoft owns Android.
each side is a separate Bluetooth outlet.
but you don't need a Bluetooth.
I bet they're
outlet.
Bluetooth to each other in a Bluetooth then.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we're wildly
Because they both
speculating
have separate Xbox
when we could be reading.
Buttons. Yeah, I
buttons
see
on
that.
there.
I don't know. We'll see. Interesting. We might have to pick one up and try it out. I also think we need to pick up a Switch anyway. Somebody needs to pick one up.
I have a
Everybody-
Switch
Where?
at my mom's house.
Sounds like we
I
need
could
to go
be.
rob your mom.
I could be playing Fire Emblem right now.
Or,
Oh my god.
even
don't
better,
even-
Super Smash Bros. Moving
Fire
on.
Emblem.
On to the next one.
I'm not a Smash Bro ho. So
But yeah, you want to go to GTA?
yeah, we can cover this real quick. Just I saw this pop up and
Where would it take place? Oh shit!
New York again maybe.
Hey, you don't have it back there, bud.
No,
Yeah.
door.
GTA 6 could be set for a shock reveal this week as Rockstar drops a major hint that something new is on the way. The Grand Theft Auto 6 release date has been the subject of much speculation in recent months, mainly by us. Who is this anyway? Express.com, whatever. Its predecessor, GTA 5, first appeared all the way back in 2013. Wow, that has been a long time. Fuck me. Before being ported over to PS4 and Xbox One. The game has made Rockstar an absolute fortune and still regularly appears on the video game charts. That's true. They always have content.
Oh,
we
read down
talked about the
below.
casino.
While the hope is that it's GTA 6, it could also be Bully 2.
Yeah,
Heard about that
we
as well.
talked about that
We
last
talked about
episode
that
as
last
well.
podcast.
I want to know what's the leak.
The painting features the 4 same symbols that can be found on the Bulworth Academy crest. We talked about this last podcast.
Yep.
The leak was a billboard in the game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
GTA 6, on the other hand, will reportedly be set in the 70s or 80s and will feature just one
Ooh.
playable protagonist. You remember Vice City?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! The next Grand Theft Auto game will allegedly take place in Vice City and Rio de Janeiro. That's awesome. It was also claimed that Grand Theft Auto sequel would launch on PS5 and Xbox Scarlet. So, a 2020 release date.
Another
These are
GTA I
all
won't play.
possibility leaks and stuff. So, we'll probably find out more later on for sure for more concrete things. But this is all
Speculation.
speculation. So, anyway, let's hope. That'd be cool. 5 was cool. I didn't beat the story in 5. I got really far in the story in 5. I got far, but I got When online come out and we've actually worked, I was all online. But I got super fucking far in the story.
I played all the story in 5 because it was a great story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the story's fantastic.
I never touched online, but 5 story was
Look,
amazing.
listen.
I'm not trying to get shot by a 12-year-old with a tank because his mommy bought him shot cards.
We've had that conversation. No, you are correct. That happened later, more than sooner on the online world.
I played sooner when it first came out, and you couldn't get into a game.
There's something about running from the cops with your friends in a car. And your buddies leaning out the
when
window.
we played GTA 5 online, the first thing you're like, all right, I just killed a cop, let's go.
Yep. That's usually the fun thing to do is like, hey, hop in. And then you hop in their car, and little do you know they have 5 stars. And you're like, well, I guess I'm involved now. Let me get my gun reloaded here. So much fun was had on Grand Theft Auto. But yes, the online got toxic really bad. So I don't care, though. Like, the story modes are awesome. And the online mode was still fun. You can still go into a private lobby and still have fun with your friends and not have to worry about cancerous people.
But to be able to sell your cocaine, you have to go to a
Unfortunately, you are correct. And I like to sell the Cokes. Coca-Cola.
Now, moving on to serious news.
Serious news. Which one?
Apex. So, Ivan found this for us.
Yeah,
and some of you may or may not know, but
this is bad.
Reddit
The developers.
r/Apex Legends and the developers and community managers of Apex happened to get into a bit of a flame war. Ivan,
Yep.
you want to go ahead and take it away?
One of the head developers of Respawn got into an argument with the community on Reddit, and they were talking about their what did they call it? They didn't call it the Apex packs. What did they call them?
They were here. Okay, one minute. I would say developers of Apex Legends tried on Reddit to apologize and explain a snafu involving cosmetic items. In the game's current Iron Crown event, it did not go well at all. The thread devolved into an eye-popping series of insults and grievances from Respawn Entertainment developers that magnified players' bad will towards the studio and the game. The result is an outraged Apex Legends subreddit this morning, reposting screenshots of the most inflammatory comments and boiling with resentment at those who wrote them. Go down. It said to recap the events, the new skins were really hard to get, and you had to grind against the loot box mechanism. It was immediately pushed back, feeling that Respawn had gone too far in its monetization of the free-to-play game this time. Late Friday, Respawn announced changes to Iron Crown cosmetics, making them available for direct purchase with the game's in-world currency, which also can be bought for real money. The official blog post announcing the changes made an apology, saying the studio needs to be better at letting our players know what to expect, and that the situation has been a huge learning experience for us. Post made on Apex Legends subreddit on Friday night attempted to say the same thing. It got ugly, and even uglier when fed-up Respawn developers hauled off on angry players. Many of the developers' comments, particularly those from one by the handle of DK05, have been deleted. This seems to be the one making everyone the angriest.
So now they're making it where the loot boxes Apex ticks.
Yeah.
That you can either buy those, which their lowest thing is $20 for how many coins? 1,000?
No, 2,000.
2,000 coins.
Plus 200.
And for a skin that costs $18. So you can just now straight up buy the skin that you want for your character.
Yeah.
And for $18, but you have to spend $20 to get the fucking credits for it.
Yeah, but like that used to be an old Xbox Gamer Point trope too.
Now,
back in the day, if you remember that.
Here's one. Some of the comments DK05 said. One of the developers said, "Hey everyone, found the dick I was talking about," with a couple of arrows pointing up. Guess what? I didn't even read your comment except for the first sentence and the last. This kind of garbage doesn't warrant a reply. But luckily for you, I already made a comment about it this earlier. Go find it.
You never respond to negative feedback with a negative comment. If you're in the position
he called
like
them
that,
asshats and freeloaders because they didn't want to pay for shit.
you don't do that. You say the standard shit that you don't want to say. We are really sorry to hear that. we're going to do our best here at Respawn Entertainment to make your experience in Apex Legends the best ever. Because you don't do what this guy did, or these guys did.
Look at that
Head
next
developers.
one. Look at that next one. He
Well,
said
look, from what I understand, it was not a head developer. It was
a developer.
It was a developer, not
Now,
the head.
I think
But-
one was a developer. There's two.
Later
two
on, the community
Respawn
manager is
developers doing
involved.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but someone commented, was like, yeah, but he called someone, in quotations, a dick, not you in particular, and DK05 responded to that, and he said, I think technically I was calling gamers dicks, ? I don't know. I had spicy lunch, feeling it.
Oh, man, excuses now.
And then here's a bomb one, too. I've been in the industry long enough to remember when players weren't complete asshats to developers, and it was pretty neat. I forged a bunch of long-lasting relationships from back then. Would be awesome to get back there and not engaging with toxic people or asking how high when a mob screams jump. It's hopefully a start. Lots of
But
downvotes.
A lot of people have emailed Respawn about this and have yet to get an answer back from them because I'm pretty sure they're trying to deal with their developers on who did this.
Yeah. There's a wealth of data available on monetization works in free-to-play games, and we ourselves have run tests by putting skins on sale in the store. The amount of people who spend is crazy low. Most of y'all are freeloaders. And in parentheses it says, and we love that. And a change in price doesn't move the needle. That could be just a backhanded comment or not.
Now, that JFresh Respawn is the community manager.
Yeah. So it's fine for you all to call us liars, full of shit, and other personal attacks when we communicate an apology and update the event, but we're immature when we call people out on it. Got it. Once again,
that was the community manager.
when you are in a position for a company that deals in community management and quality and stuff like that, the last thing you do is reply with negative feedback yourself. Any negative feedback you get, you answer with the standard trope, which hopefully you were earnest about. We've had a similar situation that called out on Cody specifically, and Cody was wanting to slap back. And I said, Cody, we're better than that. Because you want to. I know you want to. And I said, it's not worth it. You don't. That's not how you, because you start things like this, and now who knows where this is going to go. If Respawn's smart, they fired these dudes super fast.
Well, the thing
super fast.
the only one they actually know who it was is JFresh. DK05, he can be registered as, a developer, but, I mean, he can still be anonymous within the company.
Pretty much, let's see, this morning the post about the Flame War dominated the subreddit's front page, led by an open letter to Respawn from the community. In it, Redditor Kulotes says the studio committed the ultimate cardinal sin. You got personal. We won't forget this, they wrote. You've set a new tone for the kind of interaction we'll be having with you. It's a cold one.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
And, And now going from, the community golden boys with their quippy patch updates and their fun interaction saying, hey, we don't want to change the motion because we like the memes.
You had the gaming world by the balls, and you might have just yanked your balls off.
It's rough, man. It's rough.
I'm gonna see if there's any, because that was a few days ago. I'm wondering if there's any response yet. So y'all talk amongst yourselves.
I think, man, they really fucked up on this one. They're gonna need a new community manager. I mean, still even then, gamers are vindictive by nature.
Yes.
And
so
They'll have to at least
when
give out. They'll have to give out something.
I don't know if you can even give something out. I mean, they probably will, but will it help? Here we go. Respawn CEO apologizes for devs who insulted Apex Legends fans. It's not been a good week for Apex Legends. First, the Battle Royale game or angered fans with overpriced cosmetics. The whole Reddit thing went down.
I have it. They put the developer and the community manager on the map, and you can go around and kill him, and he has legendary shit on him.
I like that solution. And have him like a big dunce hat that says, we fucked up. Yeah. Respawn CEO Vince Zampella apologized to fans on Twitter. Things got got to a pretty bad place, Zampella said. He noted that members of the Respawn team got some toxic and nasty comments where death threats were lobbied and family members were brought into the mix, and said that he supports his employees in speaking out against those instances. However, the way these employees expressed their concern crossed a line, according to Zampella. We shouldn't contribute to toxic and nasty comments, Zampella continued. We need to lead by example. That's exactly what I just said. Now, I will say this. I did not know that there were death threats were lobbied and family members were being brought to the mix. Did that happen before?
What did he say right there?
Did that happen before or after?
On Friday
That's the same thing
we
just read.
Yeah.
Well, see, what it really is like you're going to get those all the time from salty little fucking middle schoolers.
Trolls
and fucking,
that live on Reddit. Yeah.
What you really got to pay attention to is, like, you got to brush a lot of those under the rug, like you told me to do, right? You got to brush that shit under the rug and pay attention to the people who are actually asking the meaningful questions, right? Well, some people will misquote you and say shit against it, be like, oh, well, they're nitpicking their replies. Well, most of your replies are fucking backhanded, or most of your comments are backhanded, so why would they reply to them? If you're genuinely asking a question that needs answered.
A legitimate question, that's the hard part, is to decipher what a fucking legitimate question is and then determine if it's going to be worth
the reply.
Yeah. And definitely if somebody's giving you a death threat and stuff like that, that is extremely dirty pool for sure.
I think a little bit of both sides. Both sides are obviously in the wrong on this because, I mean, if you're constantly hurling insults at a game developer who takes up a majority of your time by playing their game, like, why the fuck would they not hit you back with some shit, Yeah. But then again, they shouldn't, like Zampella said, they shouldn't contribute to the toxicity.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, most game developers are game developers because they love games. So they've played games. And if they play games, they know how shit talk goes.
Strictly devs, too. Strictly devs. Devs usually come from that community. Production companies like the EA heads and stuff don't give a shit.
And you really don't know how many hours they put into this shit, and you're walking around calling it shit and this and that, and yeah, they're gonna take it fucking personally.
I understand that, but even still, like, I'm not gonna try to get political, but some people need to stay off of Twitter and commenting on, people who are consumers of what you do.
It's just not only that. It's just it also goes down to people that are just unsatisfied. Like, they can just be unsatisfied with everything in life. And
I mean, things like Twitter and stuff like that are an easy way for you to talk directly to a developer or a company or whatever and say, hey, this is what's up. Somebody needs to be on the other end for that company, monitoring what they're answering back. And this has been a problem in a lot of different fields.
You think the community manager would do that?
You would think so. So
you shouldn't have developers should not be given the option to talk to Cody, you, or I. It should be the community manager.
Well, yeah.
I think it's important.
Like, if you message Twitter, you get a response back from an individual.
Well, now we're literally in a room. I mean, Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, it's like you're literally standing in a room and we're just across the table from each other.
I think it's very important that they have that interaction, honestly.
It is, because it's personal.
But the thing is, it has to be formal and civil.
Yes, because people fly off the handle all the time in many different aspects,
especially an enraged video gamer.
Yes, and then they say things like this, and then people who are lower level spout back from the company and get the company in trouble. Mm-hmm. Just like if one of us got on Facebook and started talking about the company we work for, we could have severe repercussions for that. Mm-hmm. So,
I don't think there's going to be any repercussions for the devs on this because,
sounds like he backed them up.
Yeah, like the CEO said, he really supports them on backing up on certain things, know.
And you should never engage with people like that. But like, if somebody at the same time, if I'm working for Respawn and somebody starts going after my family while I'm talking to them on the comments, I'm naturally not going to be very happy about it.
Yeah.
And I'm naturally going to want to spout back. Oh, yeah. I understand that kind of knee-jerk reaction, but you have to try to have some resolve because it's like some fat troll in a cave. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. That's all they are. They would never say it to your face because the internet and the screen in front of you gives you a wall of protection,
Anonymity.
a field of invisibility spell has been cast to where you can just spout shit from one end to the other and have no repercussions. That's why the internet's toxic, people. Quit listening to us. Go read a book. What are you doing there, big shoots? Oh. Ninja had porn on his channel.
Yeah.
Oof.
Did y'all watch it?
Big oof.
No.
Was it at least good porn?
It was dragon dildos.
Nice.
I didn't know that's what it was.
No, I was just making that shit up.
Damn, I was hoping that was true. That'd be
Oz-
hilarious.
Oscillatory alien eggs.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Ugh.
I don't know what
that's
you're
weird.
talking about, to be honest with you.
There's a dildo where you can get fake alien eggs, and you stick them up your junk, your
vagina.
Your vagina.
We don't need to be talking about this
it
at all.
was a
And
video
they can
on
either
Facebook.
melt in there,
We need to stop talking about this.
or you can push them out yourself.
This has to go to YouTube.
Yeah, we're explicit.
They're fine.
We said dick earlier.
Yeah, you can say that. We're talking about some very explicit sexual stuff now.
There's
We're not
video
filming it.
there's video on YouTube of a woman using a fucking you all know what I'm talking about.
No, we
Using
don't know
a
what you're talking about.
grapefruit
Go.
to jack off a grapefruit. Or using a grapefruit to jack off a dildo.
No.
Y'all not remember that?
That was them learning how to do a blowjob with a
Ninja disgusted after Twitch accidentally promotes porn stream on his dormant channel. He's trying to get his old channel taken down. So Ninja recently went to Mixer, the Microsoft company,
We said this last podcast.
for, I'm sure, a ton of zeros. I've heard it's not going viewer-wise very well.
Well, they gave him a deal. I don't think it matters. They gave him an amount of money to go there.
Oh, yeah, they gave him an amount of money. He's there. But Emmett Shear, the CEO of Twitch, has apologized to Tyler Ninja Blevins for the appearance of a porn video on the streamer's offline Twitch page. Ninja claimed he was the only streamer whose offline page was being used to promote other popular channels. But Shear denied this, saying the platform was, quote, experimenting with showing recommended content across Twitch, including on streamers' pages that are offline. However-
Okay, if you go to Twitch, you can put in a section of hosting pages, right? Where, like, if you're online but I'm offline, it will automatically go to your page and it will host it.
You can host it, yeah.
And so I'm guessing that's what they did, but they did it for everybody.
Yeah, and so it said, however, the lewd content that appeared on the offline channels page grossly violates our terms of service, and we've permanently suspended the account in question, he said on Twitter. We've also suspended these recommendations while we investigate how this content came to be promoted.
I like how they suspended his channel and he wasn't even using it and they were testing something.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm sure he still has access to it.
I don't know how that worked. There probably is a lot of backdoor dealings that went on there.
What on a more personal note, I want to apologize directly to Ninja that this happened. It wasn't our intent, but it should have not happened. No excuses. But the thing is, you still banned his account for it.
Yeah. Well, he's off of it anyway, so, I mean, ban it
Still.
away. I mean, he posted a video talking about how he was very upset and sorry, which, I mean, look, I'm not a real big fan of Ninjas, but at the same time, I get it. Like, that's...
Well, look at
when
the
you have a
majority
ton
his
of
community.
When you have a ton of 9-year-olds that
Yeah.
follow you,
Yeah.
basically, and you kind of feel you have a responsibility, which, granted, I would argue sometimes he did not do a very good job on his channel being a responsible person. But when you have people that tune into your channel and then they're mostly children and then they get subjected to that, and it's not your fault at all because you're not even on the platform anymore. Because you imagine if you're a 9 or 10-year-old and all of a sudden you get an alert on your phone, which you shouldn't
Ninja's
have a
live
phone
on
anyway.
Twitch.
Yeah, you shouldn't have a phone anyway if you're 9 or 10. But yeah, and then the next thing you see is pornographic images. If I'm Ninja, I'd be furious.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be absolutely furious too because you've subjected children to things they shouldn't be seeing on my old channel, and it's not even my fault.
Oh, so he wanted the whole channel taken down.
Yeah, it says in a follow-up tweet,
Afterwards,
he said,
yeah.
this wouldn't even have been an issue if they didn't use my channel to promote others in the first place.
Wow.
So
So it was on an algorithm to pull other channels off of other streams and just put it on his hosting page.
They just saw this as an opportunity to try to make extra money, and it backfired on them apparently pretty bad.
Well, they're probably making it where they're trying a new program out.
Yeah. Hey, you want to pull something up for me? As actually a story I forgot about. Fortnite Solos champion winner got swatted.
I heard about that.
Yeah, yeah, there it is. He was swatted during a live stream. I saw that. Now, I thought we finally killed the swatting trend.
Such a somebody got killed doing this.
Yep.
This is so bad, people. Don't do this.
He lucked out because one of the dudes on the SWAT force lived in his neighborhood and knew him.
And also,
so as soon as they had,
I want to say that the parents answered the door, which they were like, and that kind of called the dogs off a little bit. Yeah, the Fortnite World Cup solo champion, 16-year-old Kyle Bugga Giersdorf. Yeah, was swatted while streaming on the weekend, bringing armed police to his family's home. Luckily, it didn't escalate and nobody was physically harmed. In the middle of a stream, Giersdorf's dad tells him the police are at the door. He leaves but eventually returns. I got swatted, he says on stream. You can see him rejoining the stream below. It ended well because one of the officers was from the area and knew Giersdorf. But that doesn't diminish how disturbing it is that that people with guns were sent to a teen's home.
2017 is when swatting was last thing, and that's when the dude died. And it says it right there. The swatting ended in the death of a man responsible was given a 20-year sentence. He should be fucking more. Because, okay, you have so many things. Like now the police officers who are thinking that they're going into an intense situation, whatever it may be, terrorist, whatever, who fucking knows, they're going in with the intent of like, we've got bad people here. We've got reports of bad people here. We have to go in here guns blazing because we're going to encounter some bad shit because that's what they've been told. Mm-hmm. So then you have somebody like you or me doing our job to go into this home to stop whatever's going on.
Right now, like if it happened right now.
Yeah.
And they just bust
but I'm talking about, like, imagine the police officer that, for whatever reason, got put in a situation where he had to shoot because he thought he was in danger, because he was lied to. Now that cop has to face the fact that he shot an innocent man because of a bad tip. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't really know the details of the guy that got swatted in that death, but, like, hopefully the cop was using proper judgment. But that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Insanely.
And why do you swat somebody?
I don't like them.
I don't get that.
It's the highest form.
It goes back to, you remember when Dr. Disrespect went through a drive-by twice?
Yeah, twice. People shot at his house.
It's the highest form of grieving, man. It's real life.
That's
crazy.
It's
shit.
video. It's a game, people. We take our video games seriously to an end point. I'll get mad and scream at you over the headset. And that's about all you'll ever get. And most of the time, it's my own teammate, or myself.
I mean, like it says, I think the man who got the 20-year sentence should get way more than that because you literally got someone killed. Yep. That's negligible homicide.
Yep.
And I don't even think it should be negligible. That's like second or third degree homicide, maybe manslaughter.
That is so shit, man. That is, and people, if you're listening and you play video games and you play online, especially, don't do
just cuss them out. Leave the match.
You know what? If you get mad, get better.
Yeah, right.
If you get mad, get better. Take your loss and learn from your loss. Adults do that. And eventually, if you're a child or a middle-aged man or an old man, if you haven't learned by now that losses learn things, and you learn from your losses, you don't do that. You don't get even. You come back and you do better.
Teacher.
Yes. You come back and you do better next time.
Anyway, on to our last story.
Fucking swatting people. I'll swat you.
Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft to require loot box odd disclosure.
The loot box game continues.
Actually, if you get on your phone and you download like the just stupid game apps that I play, and they have loot boxes on there or chests or some shit, they have a little icon in the left-hand corner and it tells you all the odds.
Yeah.
So you actually know the odds of which.
Well, I think this
Apex
is
Legends come out the gate with like they disclose their odds to their boxes.
I think this is very important.
I don't. I really don't. Hot take. because it goes back to my argument from last week. Well, last week we did the podcast and you weren't here, but I actually went over this with you at work. My hot take was, we talked about this. I said that.
Did we talk about this?
We talked about this. We talked about this. We talked about this. You remember? We talked about this.
Okay.
But we talked about this. If it's gambling and you're buying them with money, you can call it gambling if you want to. That's fine. If it's an adult game, you're an adult. So who gives a fuck? It's gambling. Now
it goes back to if you're playing Grand Theft Auto and a 10-year-old, you should not be able to fucking.
You shouldn't be on there anyway. So don't disclose the odds to me or whatever, because I mean you can or you can't. To me, it just kind of reiterates the point we made last week, which was you should be very aware of what your children are doing and what they're playing. That's the parents.
That's what the ESRB rating's for.
Exactly. If you want to call loot boxes some of those gambling, okay, that's fine. But if you don't want your kids doing things like that, don't give them the money to do it. I'm not trying to excuse loot boxes at all. It is kind of nice, but you can put up whatever fucking number you want up there, and it might not be true. Mm-hmm. You could tell me there's a 7% chance I'll get a legendary skin, and that might just be a fucking. That could just be writing on a page. Yeah. But
Hot Springs used to have an a digital casino, and you don't know what those fucking odds are.
No,
they could be fucking rigged where you lose every 10.
They'll change them. They change them according to how they're doing. Which sucks.
Yeah.
But it's gambling. You know it's risky,
mm-hmm.
so you know what the gamble is. That's the gamble. You're going in to either play or you don't play.
I think my issue with loot boxes stems from I just want to earn shit.
I'm with you on that.
So I want loot boxes to be as unappealing as possible.
I mean, to me, it's like you earn enough credits in games nowadays. Okay, it used to be you earned enough whatever X factor. You earned enough X factor to unlock Y. Be it a skin back in the old days or a new level. You have to earn your shit to get this. You do this to get this, you get this. A plus B plus C. Nowadays, it's you earn credits to get points to get a chance to get that skin. That's what it feels like.
That's how they increase the longevity of the game.
Right.
Because you're going to go until you get what you want. So they want you to not get what you want.
Because now A plus B equals X.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at algebra, but I think I did that right because now there's an X factor. It could be. Now, there's an actual added variable is, you could just buy credits and just keep rolling and rolling and rolling.
I just like classic like Modern Warfare 2. Like, you had to do certain things to get the title you wanted or the
and told you what you needed to do.
It told you. You're like, hey, you got to get like 100 or 1,000 kills with an AC-130 to get this fucking dope spinning emblem of AC-130 shooting. Fuck yeah, I'll do that.
We're beating this loot box in the corner over here with sledgehammers to a dead horse scenario.
I hate it.
Because I'm with you because I'm still with you. Like, as long as it's cosmetic, I don't give a shit. Because then it's just cosmetic. But, I mean, at the same time, I'm like, I want the shiny too. But, yeah, we've gone into this realm, and the developers have seen the dollar signs behind it, and it's rampant now. And I really do wish they'd get away from it. I'm with you on that. But at the same time, when it comes to, like, we're going to disclose our odds, like, look, if you're not aware of what your kids are doing, that's your fault. You're gambling. We're all gambling when we buy loot boxes. Mm-hmm. And we talked about the new casino. What we brought up on the last podcast was I said it is a literal form of gambling now because you are literally taking in the real world dollars
basically buying chips
to buy chips in a fake world to buy things.
I think you should be able to pull money back out.
I like it. That would be some shit. Now that's gambling. That's like straight up gambling.
Could you imagine earning all that money, running coke on fucking GTA,
fuck
and then
yeah,
like,
dude.
I'm gonna cash out now.
What do you do? What do you do to make all this money, Mike? Why do you get this nice house, man? I'm a coke dealer, dude. Oh, for real? Oh man, it's cool. It's in Grand Theft Auto.
I be running coke all day.
I'll be running
I'm
that
Like, it would
cocaine.
be the ratio, like, for 2,000
It would have to-
coins,
it'd
2,000
have to
coins,
be.
you get $20 back.
It'd have to be an accurate ratio
Yeah.
because you're buying that currency.
Yeah.
Say if I get 2,200 coins from my Apex pack and I sell those fucking coins back, I should get $20 back.
You know, but I mean, I will say once again, like those skins don't make two matters of a shit when it comes to playing Apex. It doesn't. The skins don't fucking matter. They just look cool. And don't get me wrong, they're cool to have. And I like to fashion souls everything I play. I want to look
Oh
dope
my
as fuck.
god,
Of
you
course.
take forever on anything.
I have to look perfect.
Oh my god.
Well,
I have to
listen,
look good while
let's
I'm doing
also
my
have a
murders.
conversation about the Remnant game and who has all their gear upgraded like it should be right now. I know I do. Don't you, Cody?
At least I don't go down as much as you do.
That's because you're too scared
That's
to get in there.
questionable. Y'all both go down a lot.
I go down a lot.
I get in there. I stand in the back with a rifle and pop people in the face. That's why they get hit me from behind. I help. Shut up. Anyway, I don't know, man. This is not over by a long
Nah.
shot. We will not see the end of this. This honestly is, with the issue of loot boxes, this is just a drop in the bucket of the problem that will be a loot box. We're going to live in this world for a while, unfortunately, because this is how developers, they see the money, dude. They see look at the fucking money. Fortnite, a free game, makes millions
Is it
of
still
dollars.
free?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Apex is. And
Apex-
they're making good money too.
Is that Apex free?
See,
Yeah.
I'll make the argument for a free game having loot boxes.
What? You gotta pay
because
for
they
it?
got to get paid somehow.
Mm.
Guess what is coming out free soon? Destiny 2.
Destiny 2.
But anyway, I'll make the argument for that shit, But say Call of Duty implemented it.
Mm.
I paid $60 for Call of Duty. I shouldn't have to pay anything else to get what I want.
Well, this kind of bridges off into the topic of DLC. And DLC being costing extra. And look, I also will argue the point of video games have been $60 for how long? They've been $60 since
I'm afraid that they're about to go up.
the technology has gone up in the last 10, 15 years, but the price hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen? So something has to give.
I honestly think they're going to go down.
Because you know what we didn't have before with the $60 game? DLC. Now we do. So I'm not arguing for DLC because I hate not buying a complete game.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is a difference here. There's a difference when you do buy a complete game and then they add extra content later. Like Monster Hunter is a good example.
Yeah.
They've got an expansion coming out. That's a full ass game right
September
now.
9th, by the way.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
that's another thing. Apex updates are free. The deal, the new shit that comes out, it's free. Just the skins aren't free.
That's right. The season
And
passes
the
aren't
people
free.
want the skins.
Right.
It
They've
was
created
like-
a business model that's
they-
very interesting. Well, I
when
mean,
the-
they didn't create it. They
When the Crown event first came out, they rounded it up to $700 to get every new thing that was in there. That's the axe that came with Bloodhound and everything else.
Mhm.
$700.
Yeah.
That's a shit ton of money.
some dumbasses will probably buy it.
Oh yeah, all the Twitch streamers bought it.
And it doesn't make a fuck bit of difference
No.
for your game.
No.
You can wear the basic skin and still play just like you normally would. It's fashion souls. And I will argue that I like that. I like my character
I have
to look
yet
cool.
to get a legendary since I stopped getting Apex packs.
I've never gotten one except for the one they gave me. That's it. And I bought $20 worth. So
I think you should be able to earn it.
I agree. If there's a skin
There
I
needs to
want,
be some outrageous
put-
requirements.
if I put the time in,
Yeah.
and if whatever the requirement might be, if I put the time in on that character to unlock it, I should be able to, because that's also a badge of honor to be like, oh, this dude plays this character a lot.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can tell.
See, that was like the thing back in Modern Warfare 2. Like, if you got fall camo, 250 headshots.
Or Black
That's a fucking mark,
Black
dude.
Ops 2,
Or the
you get
ghillie
like the
suit? The
Black
ghillie
Ops 2, and you get like the diamond weapons and
Yeah.
stuff.
Gold on every gun in that category? Shit.
Yeah, that means you knew what the fuck you were doing with that gun.
Yeah.
You know that, and you earned that. You didn't buy that. You earned that. And see, that goes along with the culture of the people playing video games. Is because like we grew up with earning shit, and then now you've got shark cards.
Yeah.
That's
I like how we
literally-
always go back to the shark cards.
Well,
for GTA.
but the shark cards is one of the worst examples because you can literally just take that and go buy a Harrier jet or a tank and just fuck people up and do anything you want to do.
get a nice haircut.
You know, when like to try to earn enough money, because I never bought a shark card when I played Grand Theft Auto Online, and I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto Online. Never did that. I tried to earn my money honestly, and it was retarded.
By running coke.
I'm going to say
Honestly,
the word.
by running coke.
Yeah, honest living by running cocaine. And I'm gonna use the word because it is literally retarded. It is a digression of progression, which is a retarded.
When you deliver
I
4
would-
pallets of cocaine and you get $500,000, I want a refund.
And then $500,000 to buy a decent car, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you spent hours, and then somebody with the tank can come and fuck up your run. It's a problematic thing. That's the worst example, in my opinion. One of the worst offenders, you know. But anyway, Destiny 2 is going free. I actually jumped back into Destiny 2 just to look. I don't have any of the DLC.
Cody's like, fuck.
You liked it and you played it too. I'm not saying we're going to get back in there.
I
Calm
do want
down.
to go home
Come
and
back.
play For Honor before we get back into Remnant.
Okay. We
For
can
Honor's
go.
been pretty
We can
fun.
go bop people on the head with your axe.
I was really tempted to. I was really tempted to buy the DLC for that just because I wanted all the cool
How much
characters.
is the DLC? $30?
It was on sale for like 22 right now for season 3.
Depends on
and
which one you want.
Season 1's like 10.
What do you get?
So
Everybody.
like what y'all probably
people.
want is you'll get the Raging Fire, which will unlock the breach mode for y'all, and then it'll also give you all of the Chinese heroes.
Which there's some people I'm interested in for sure on those
Those
classes.
Chinese heroes are pretty lethal.
They're
Yeah,
pretty
some of them are
rough.
pretty bad. So
They're quick.
that game is such a good game. It really is. There's so much depth in that game, and it looks phenomenal. The
How old is that
design
game?
awesome.
3 or 4 years.
Look it up.
What's that?
For Honor. How old is For Honor? Come on.
I keep hitting the shift button instead of the enter button.
2017?
It came out in 2017.
Initial release date, February 14th, 2017.
Wow.
That was a-
Early 2017.
That's-
Okay.
3 years ago. So
Damn, that is 3 years ago.
phenomenal
Holy shit.
game though. Like even with the and that's the cool thing. Like yeah, all the DLC is out, but you can still go play it. Like me and Ivan don't have the DLC, and we were getting in there. You know, with the basic characters, still fucking whooping ass.
Is that for $13
Walmart.
at
Yep.
Walmart?
It's probably a used copy.
But they I can't remember. Power creep is what it's called, right? So as they add new characters, like you have to rework old characters, otherwise they get horribly outclassed, right? So some of the characters suffer a little bit from power creep, which would be a lot of the knight characters, and
What did you do that for?
It should help out with your screen over there.
Oh, okay.
anyway.
Less shit going on.
So like a lot of the newer characters horribly overpower the old characters, but they're all still playable to an extent, and it's a really fun game. Technical, pretty sharp learning curve, but it's so fun. The executions are amazing.
Yeah, they are, and like the game's design is just spot on. Like that Black Prior, I'm in there, dude.
I can't.
You got like a
execute anybody.
conquistador, huh?
I can't execute anybody.
I think
ever.
you just don't know how.
No,
I told him
you
how,
hold
but
right
he gets-
trigger.
he gets
And
excited.
you press X
No,
or Y.
You hold left trigger.
It's the heavy attack, right?
You hold.
You have to be-
you
you're
hit
locked
them
on.
with the heavy attack to
Oh, I have to be
and you
holding-
hold left trigger.
I have to be
Yeah,
locked
if you're
on
holding
and
left
right
trigger
trigger.
because
Okay,
you're locked
yeah.
on with left
Yeah.
trigger, yeah.
Yeah, well,
When-
I'm always locked on, so that one doesn't ping to me.
Yeah.
But
But
I'm
once
like,
you
this
do it,
motherfucker that just goes in welling and hits their own teammate for 5 hours.
I don't give a fuck. You better get out of my way, dude.
Listen, Mr. Bop Cody on the back of the head. To run him
My
out of
favorite
stamina.
move though is I've been playing the what's his name
Conquistador?
no
You've been playing the bout.
huh? Not the Valkyrie, the other one, the
Lawbringer?
the Lawbringer, and he has that
Conquistador.
running spearing attack. So I'll see Cody over there squared up with somebody 1-on-1, and I quickly turn it into a 2-on-1 because
He'll
I'll be running full
No,
charge.
he'll turn it into another one-on-one because he'll take off with him halfway
I just
across
take
the map.
your opponent. He's mine now. Because I'll run up any direction I'm coming from and spear him, and then just run with him for a few feet and like knock him out and start waylaying on him. Because it's a great move though. Because your raider does the same thing. Somebody could be mid combat, and if say Cody's losing, you can just run up and grab him.
The difference between the Raider, though, is I'm hitting everybody. I'm hitting him.
Yeah.
I'm hitting.
You're just.
No, what's really good is like, I like the Raider because when he does that grab, if he runs him into a wall, he'll like drop him there
Yeah.
and then immediately knee him in the fucking
Give him
face.
a knee to the head.
Just
Yeah.
bop!
It's pretty good.
Anyway,
So, I've been enjoying the fuck out of it. So yeah, but
we can
anyway,
definitely hit that up tonight.
anyway, guys, thank y'all for listening. We're gonna go ahead and probably end it there. And
Look us up, Turbo Magnum Gaming.
Please look
everywhere.
us up.
All up.
YouTube,
Yep.
Instagram,
iTunes.
Twitter,
Yep.
everything.
Check out my MySpace. Check out my Zanga.
my LinkedIn.
Oh, thanks, guys. Y'all take
Holla.
it easy. I hope this didn't fuck up. All right, that one's down. Come on, audition. It did it last time, but it saved it.
Yeah, it did last time.
And I don't know at what point it went out, but we'll see.
It went out.
It did this last time too, but it still kept everything.
We'll have to redo the whole thing.
I hope not.
Hey, did you bring your shit to cut my hair?
I did. I definitely ready to take a break for a little bit, and I'm gonna let one of you motherfuckers edit this shit this time.
No, you do it.
Why? Because I'm better.
Let him edit it while you cut my hair.
That's not a bad idea. That looks like that worked.
Should have had that going this whole time. Just in front of the camera.
Okay, it looks like something worked. I'm gonna close this out though, cause wait, oh wait, it's loading. Boy, it does not like having all those programs going at once, but it does it. That makes me nervous because it did the same shit last time, but it worked, you know. So
What if you could have file save right now?
yeah, it's still going. I can tell because it jumped up.
Okay.
Wait just a second though. Keep going. Put my hat on so I look like shit. No, bring that back up. We need something for the grams and shit.
You want the white ball on?
Yeah.
The white can't play ball too.
Yes. Get behind me. Let it go. Gang shit, boy. Gang shit, boy. Turbo Magnum. Get up in there, boy.
Get up there.
Get that White Claws. Yeah. Wacky waving inflatable on floating arm too, man, too. We lit.
Oh no!
We're lit. Come check it out. Episode 12. Episode 12.
12, 13?
No, this is 12, I think.
Oh, yeah,
So,
12.
White Claw life, boy. It's the worst shit I've ever had in my life.
Seltzer water.
Bye, guys.
Peter Parker is leaving the Marvel Cinematic Universe
I
after
saw that.
Sony and Disney failed to reach an agreement on how to fund the franchise.
Fuck.
Fucking tragic.
You saved it.
I tried to stop it first.
It's absolutely tragic. That means